extra monthly fees. I see you fee played by legendary actress Angelica Houston.
You got me, Mark.
We just want fast internet for one simple rate. For all the streaming and the shopping and the newsing, but most of all, for this.
Price and no extra money. Rangers baseball is brought to you by AT&T Internet. Visit AT&T.com/keep. By Budweiser, not backing down since 1876. This Bud's for you. And by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. This series. And CJ, I mentioned it, our Shiner light blonde spotlight today. How about this week for Adrian Beltre?
Well, it's been a lot of fun to watch as Adrian continues to chase 3,000. We'll take it back to Monday. The big night for that certainly was encouraging. Is everybody wondering, will he get closer? Wednesday now, 3 for 3. And then, of course, the great moment with Jerry Davis and the ejection, which maybe was not necessarily a great moment for our game. Friday, 2 for 4 for Adrian Beltre. You see Robinson Chirinos there in the background. And, of course, yesterday, 1 hit, bringing him to 29.99 with his family watching. They, of course, are here again today, as are all of these fans waiting to see, will it be the day that Adrian Beltre gets to an even 3,000 hits? We are certainly hoping so. We'll find out here in just a few minutes.
Well, he's set out there defensively. The Rangers have taken the field, and Martin Perez is ready to go. And so off we go this afternoon. Ball 1 delivered to Adam Jones to get us started. Jones yesterday had a double in the first inning off Austin Bibbins-Dirks, and that would be his last hit of the game. Went 1 for 5. He has 2 hits in the series. 2-0 pitch. Skips up there, so Martin Perez squeezing it a little tightly here in the first inning.
Martinez had a good job with his walks this year, 3.3 per 9, very respectable rate for him, something he had talked about working on for this year. Having good pace was something he mentioned in spring training, but also filling up the strike zone a little bit more.
Going in there for a strike to Jones, makes it 3-1. Perez 5 wins, 8 losses, a .467 earned run average this year. Jones lifts this one high in the air, foul over to the right side, out of play, and it's a full count. Now, Rangers won the opening game of this series Friday night, an 8-2 ball game, on a night in which Adrian Beltre picked up a couple of hits. And then yesterday, no real chance for the win. The Rangers shut out on 7 hits by Kevin Gausman and then Zach Britton, who came in to get the final out. Bouncer, third base. Beltre with an opportunity right out of the gates, and he's perfect across the diamond, 1 away. Now let's take a look at this Baltimore lineup today. They come in 49 wins and 54 losses. A couple of changes right before the game today. Notably, Wellington Castillo moving up in the order. He hit the Rangers well. Craig Gentry slotted in there at the last minute in right field. So Gentry, an ad for the Orioles after their maneuvering, I guess, 2 nights ago. It was the end of Friday night's game when they made a move, and Gentry now with the team and in the lineup today.
Yeah, Mark Trumbo, a late scratch, had some back issues, tweaked his back, they said, in the weight room, so he originally was in the lineup. He is now out. Well, let's take a look at the pitch arsenal here for Martin Perez. 58% of the time you will see a fastball, both the 4 and the 2-seamer. Martin will use that 2-seam fastball a little bit more than his 4. Changeup, which is his #1 kind of go-to off-speed pitch, and then, of course, curveball and slider as well, rounding out that pitch arsenal for Martin Perez.
1-1 pitch to Manny Machado in there for strike 2 called. Machado at .238 for the year. Yesterday, an error. He was 1 for 5. Martin investing some pitches early on here to Adam Jones, and now Machado. 2-2 the count on Machado. Another dangerous hitter. 18 home runs this year for him. The overall numbers for Machado may not dazzle you the way they have in the past, but he has swung it a whole lot better lately. And now a full count.
Not surprising to see Martin go with the changeup followed after the slider. He went slider in, down and in, tried to get the strikeout, went changeup. That one just missed. The changeup, as we talk about with Martin Perez, so important, especially when he's facing right-handed hitters. He's got 8 of those today in the lineup.
Payoff, bounce to third base again. And Beltre with another opportunity. 2 for 2, at least defensively.
Well, let's take a look at the rest of the Rangers defense, which is delivered to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. Delano DeShields getting a start today in left field. Carlos Gomez, Nomar Mazara in center and in right. You've seen Adrian Beltre already a couple of plays here to start off the first inning. Elvis Andrews, Ruben Odor, Joey Gallo back at first base after being in left field the last few games. And Robinson Chirinos behind the plate with Martin Perez.
So with the bases empty and 2 out, it brings up Jonathan Schoop. And Perez pumps that one right in there for strike 1.
I mentioned Martin and the value and the importance of the changeup. He did a nice job throwing a 3-2 changeup there to Manny Machado, just to give you an idea of the confidence that he has in that pitch.
2 quick strikes on Schoop. Perez trying to author a 1-2-3 top of the first inning. 20th start of the year for Perez. That's one thing about Martin. He continues to take the ball and consistently now has put up a number of starts following Tommy John surgery. Caused him to cut short the 14 season and 15 as well.
It was big. He made 33 last year. Of course, that was a career best, 198 and 2/3 innings, so just an inning and a third short of 200. I mentioned the 19 starts that he has made so far this year. He's been durable since he came back from that surgery, 2015.
Tapper foul. Yeah, last year, the 33 starts, team best. He was the only starter who did not miss a turn in the rotation last year. And he just missed 200 innings. And I'm sure that, you know, for any pitcher, we talk about 20 wins all the time. I know 200 innings, another one of those landmark numbers, round numbers that guys love to get to. 198 and 2/3 innings last year for Martin. He's at 108 innings this year, and he gets a swinging strikeout of Schoop to complete his 1-2-3 top of the first inning. So Perez looks great out of the gate. And now the Rangers coming to bat.
As you cheer on the best team ever, we'd like to remind you that at Southwest, we connect low fares to your favorite destinations. So buckle up and say yes to low fares with nothing to hide. Remember that we offer nonstop flights to your favorite destinations. So grab this seat, or this one, or any of these. Please use your oxygen masks if the thought of nonstops takes your breath away.
Here, colors run deep. Hearts beat faster. And tribal instincts take over. Here, every game is crucial. Every win means survival.
Don't let that thing stand in the way!
Pac-12, Big 12, and now Big 10 football. This fall on Fox and FS1.
Driving at night wearing sunglasses is a bad idea. But driving without a seatbelt is even worse. Driving at night is more dangerous than driving during the daytime. So the smart thing to do is buckle up every time. Remember, be safe, drive smart, and buckle up every time. This message is brought to you by TxDOT and the safe days of summer.
See what the Rangers have in store for Seattle tomorrow on Fox Sports Southwest.
All All right, ready to go. Bottom of the first inning after a scoreless top half. The Reds look very good. Time for our Southwest starting lineups. And Delano DeShields in there against the left-hander Wade Miley today, leading things off. Odor drops a little bit in the order, down to the 6th spot. Gomez, Chirinos, Joey Gallo at first base today, as Napoli will do the DH duties.
Let's take a look at the arsenal for Wade Miley and what the Rangers will be looking at today. There's a lot of fastball usage, 60% of the time, very similar to Martin Perez, and the fact that he splits it up between the 2 and the 4-seam fastball. You see more of the 2s, changeup, slider, and curveball rounding out the arsenal for Wade Miley.
So the left-hander ready to go, and starts us off with strike 1 to Delano DeShields. 278 average for Delano. And he can run into one every now and then, a couple of home runs. Doing a nice job getting on base, and once he's on there, he's a real trouble spot for opposing teams. He can run. Been such a struggle this year just to get him playing time. It's just his 4th starting assignment since the All-Star break, and a breaking ball fouled back. 0-2 the count on DeShields.
Wade Miley has been very good against left-handed hitters this year. Just a .212 batting average against, only 1 home run allowed. The righties have gotten to him. 3-14, 16 home runs. He'll get 3 lefties in the lineup with Mazzaro, Odor, and Gallo today. The righties so far this season have done some damage. I think that's why you see Delano DeShields in the lineup today. No Chu.
Miley 4 wins, 9 losses. The ERA at 5.69. I've seen some big numbers for these Orioles starters. Whether it's his 5.69 coming into today. Kevin Gausman, who was brilliant last night, came in with a 5.79 earned run average. And you go to the opener on Friday night. Chris Tillman had an ERA over 7. 2-2, swung on and missed. So DeShields strikes out to start the first.
Let's take a little peek here at the Orioles defense behind Wade Miley today. Joey Rickard, Adam Jones with his 4 gold gloves in center field. Gentry, as you mentioned, a late ad just activated today. Manny Machado, a 2-time gold glove winner at third. Tejada Scope, Davis, and Wellington Castillo back behind the plate catching Wade Miley today.
Well, with 1 out, here comes Elvis Andrus. Elvis 1 for 4 yesterday with a strikeout. Has had a real nice homestand so far, and shoots this one down the right field line, but it slices up into the stands. A nice catch out there. And a souvenir for that gentleman. So that's a foul ball for that guy, CJ, but potentially a foul ball on what could be a very big day.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, if Adrian is able to get there today, and he doesn't put a souvenir in the stands to get to number 3,000. A foul ball, still pretty cool to have. So, yeah, I got a foul ball from Adrian Beltre's 3,000 game, 3,000 hit game. I think that's certainly pretty cool. I have one of those kind of foul balls when I was playing for the Tigers back in 1995. Lou Whitaker and Alan Trammell broke the record for most games played by teammates. Those guys are a legendary up-the-middle pair, and foul ball came in the dugout, and I kept it. So, from the game that they broke that record and had them both sign it for me.
Oh, nice.
A cool little foul ball. I'm not a huge collector, but I think that's kind of a cool one to have.
This one down the left side foul. Evens the count 2-2 on Elvis Andrus. Now, when you went to get that signed by the 2 of them, did they know who you were?
Surprisingly, yes. Even though we did share a uniform in the clubhouse, they still were pretty familiar with my work, and then still agreed to sign it despite the fact, which I appreciate.
Count stays 2-2 on Andrus. Elvis at 288 for the year, a career best 14 home runs.
I think with those moments with guys like that, there's guys right now with the Rangers they're kind of experiencing that same thing when you have a great teammate like Adrian Beltre, one that you know is going to go to the Hall of Fame. Certainly had a couple of guys like that over the course of my career. When you're young, you're first breaking in, thinking about Joey Gallo's 23 years old. Nomar Mazara is 22 years old. They're playing with 38-year-old Adrian Beltre. Even though he's a friend and a teammate, you still have a little bit of that, like, oh, wow, man, I'm playing with one of the greats. It's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, there's no question. It means a lot to those guys. Like that guy right there waiting on deck, batting in front of Adrian Beltre today. Nomar Mazara, he was just 3 years old when Beltre made his big league debut with the Dodgers. There is strike 3 called. Andrews thought he had ball 4. Was headed down to first. But instead has to make that right turn to the dugout, and there are 2 away.
Let's take a look at this pitch, and Elvis Andrews not satisfied at all with the call that he got here from home plate umpire Chris Siegel. It did look like that one might have caught the bottom of the zone at 93 miles an hour. Borderline pitch for sure, but at least now for both of these teams, they have an idea what the strike zone will be. Corners appeared that they will be called for strikes.
So now here is Nomar. 12 home runs this year for Mazara, with 63 RBIs, and in his customary spot in the order, batting third, has really settled in nicely in that spot. Recently, we talked about this last couple of nights, he had been on a really tough stretch. He'd gone hitless in 26 consecutive at-bats, and he rips that one foul. But he'd come out of it. 7 for his last 15 in the last 4 games.
I do like that Jeff Bannister has kept him in that 3 spot pretty much most of this season, which I think is good to see for a young player. Consistency, knowing where you're going to be in the lineup, even though we do see a lot of juggling here with the Texas Rangers, especially early on we saw it. But 74 games for Nomar Mazara, hitting in that 3 spot. The only one that he's hit with any other frequency, hit in the 5 spot for 6 games, 24 plate appearances for him this year, but he's been pretty steady in the 3 hole.
Hits this one down the left side, foul and out of play. 2-2 on Nomar. Mazara from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, and hits this one slowly towards second base. Scope on top of it and throws it out, and that'll be it for Mazara and the Rangers. So we go to the second inning after a scoreless first.
The Fox Sports Southwest Summer Ticket Days are back. For just $34, get a great Ranger seat with unlimited hot dogs, nachos, grilled chicken sandwiches, and more in the Cholula all-you-can-eat porch. Go to TexasRangers.com/specials for game dates and tickets.
You each drive a Ford pickup, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you a next-generation pickup.
Awesome. Let's do this.
The bed is made of high-strength steel, which is less susceptible to punctures than aluminum.
The stronger, the better.
And best of all, this new truck is actually
Oh, my.
the current Chevy Silverado.
It's the Chevy Summer Drive. Get 20% below MSRP on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab Texas Edition pickups. That's over $9,300 on this Chevy Silverado. Chevrolet, the fastest growing retail brand in Texas.
This is more than a bundle. This is more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home court. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. It's why I'm here.
Here to help life go right. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
This summer, a Wendy's Frosty is just 50 cents.
So feel free to freak out, because now's the best time to indulge a little, or a lot. Do you. The 50-cent Frosty, available for a limited time at Wendy's.
This is Axe Body Spray. Use it to stay fresh all day. And this is Axe Dry Spray. Use it to stay dry for 48 hours. Why are you touching your armpit?
I was just checking to see if it was dry.
Don't. That's weird. Smell great and stay dry with Axe.
So nothing doing in either half of the first inning. Nice crowd on hand here on a Sunday afternoon. Warm one, 92 degrees at first pitch this afternoon. And Trey Mancini will lead things off for the second inning for Baltimore. It'll be Mancini, Chris Davis, and then Wellington Castillo. 1-1 the count on Mancini. What a great year. 17 homers, 55 RBIs to go with his average just a smidge below 300. Bouncer up the middle, and Andrews can't get there. Mancini has a base hit to start the second. Our Kubota power stats this afternoon. Rangers pitchers last 10 games at home against Baltimore. How about that? 8-2 record, a .350 earned run average, and piling up strikeouts.
They've done an excellent job, and certainly they would like to see that continue as they finish up this season series. There's some of those starters. A.J. Griffin, of course, on the DL. Cole Hamels, Tyson Ross also on the DL.
Chris Davis stands in now. Davis, the only left-handed hitter in this lineup today. And he takes ball one. Davis, of course, 17 homers, 36 RBIs. The former Ranger was briefly teammates with Adrian Beltre. That was back in 2011. And before Davis ultimately dealt. And he said today, I hope the hit, if it happens today, I sure hope it's a single. So you can hang out with him over there at first base. 1-2 the count to Davis.
Not that Chris Davis cares about camera time very much, but he certainly would be getting a ton, and then get an opportunity to congratulate his former teammate. You mentioned 2011. Davis played 28 games here with the Texas Rangers, so yeah, it'd be pretty cool for him.
Perez to the plate, 1-2, and there's a swing and a miss. Strike three, so second strikeout of the day for Martin Perez. So Twitter, of course, always a great source for feedback and information. But Vladimir Guerrero, the great Vladimir Guerrero, talking about a home run for number 3,000 for his buddy Adrian Beltre.
You want me to translate that for you, what it says in Spanish?
Go ahead.
How about a home run for number 3,000?
Yeah. You are good.
Hard to believe I took German in high school. What a waste of time that was.
I don't know. I've seen your tweets. Sometimes I wonder, maybe there's some wires.
Is that
crossed.
German?
Is that German? Is he? Wellington Castillo, the catcher today, batting 6th for Baltimore.
How cool is that, though? I mean, we were talking about this yesterday. So many great players that come from the Dominican Republic, huge names, impact big leaguers, guys that are going to the Hall of Fame, that have had Hall of Fame careers, all rallying around Adrian Beltre, looking up to him and excited for this moment, because there has never been a hitter from the DR who has reached that 3,000 hit plateau. Adrian would be the first. Albert Pujols, good shot to be the second.
Yeah, Pujols, it looks like, tracking for next year, but not far behind. Beltre already most hits ever for a Dominican-born player. Most games played ever for a Dominican-born player. This one fouled away by Castillo. It's 2-1. So, you know, in terms of the greats that have come out of the Dominican Republic, what are you thinking of guys like David Ortiz or Vladimir Guerrero? Certainly right there at the top of the list, and there have been some just incredibly talented players. Well, statistically, none of them really have been able to match what Adrian Beltre has produced in his career. This one off the right side, foul again, and the count 2-2 to Wellington Castillo. Beltre will be leading off the bottom of this inning. Once Martin Perez navigates his way through the top half. And Adrian just one hit away from 3,000. Trying to join that very elusive group. Hits were coming fast and furious at the front of this homestand, and the closer we get, the more anticipation there is. A little pop-up near home plate. Coming down the line for it, though, is Gallo, and he'll put it away for out number 2. So Mancini stays at first base, 2 away, and it brings up Joey Rickard. Rickard, a 257 hitter, as you can see, a little bit of power. We have respect for that, certainly. Rickard, 8 walks, 45 strikeouts. He's up there to hit. Not a guy who's looking to work the count and try and get a free base. And you can say that about a handful of these Baltimore Orioles, a team that loves to hit and loves to hit the long ball.
Rickard was a success story last year. You don't see it too often. Rule 5 picks that stick in the big leagues. They picked him up, the Orioles did, from the Tampa Bay Rays going into the 2016 season. That Rule 5 draft, you have to keep that player on the big league roster or offer him back to his original team, who did not protect him on the 40-man roster. He did a nice job for this club.
1-1 to count.
268 in 85 games. 5 home runs. It's such tricky business when you see players that are eligible to be protected on the 40-man roster. There's a reason why they're probably not. So every once in a while you get a fringe guy in there. You know, should he be protected? Should he not be? And the Rays decided not to protect Joey Rickard. The Baltimore Orioles thought he was worth a claim, and I'd say they were correct in that.
Check in on Mancini. Not likely to be running. Perez keeps him just a tad closer.
The beginning of the year, of course, the Rangers did the same thing with Mike Hochschild, who was a pitcher here, ultimately went back to the Houston Astros. And his first taste of the big leagues, though, with the Rangers, thanks to the Rule 5 draft.
Well, high, 2-1 to Rickard. Yeah, it can be a gamble, but when it works.
Yeah, it's rare. I mean, at the end of the day, I think what it costs you $25,000 to send that player back to the team that you took him from. You can run him through spring training, get a really close up look at that player. Drop in the bucket for Dave Raymond. 25 grand.
2-1 pitch. That one fouled back. I love it. Whenever we talk about player transactions, possible contracts, moves a team should make. Listen, I'm as good at anybody as spending owner's money. Well, yeah, take a flyer on that guy, for crying out loud. What's 25 grand or 50 grand? Do it.
Johan Santana was probably one of the most successful Rule 5 picks of all time. Like you said, it doesn't work out very often. I don't know how many we see, maybe 15 a year. 1 or 2 end up sticking. Well, why not?
Perez 2-2. And this ball ripped foul. Rickard will get another. A man at first, 2 away in the second inning. Early on this afternoon, final game of this 3-game series, the rubber game. Had some great crowds out here this weekend. Full house last night. Infield back deep in the 2-2 from Perez. There's a swing, and that one blooped out into short right field. Odor ranging out, and he is the one who takes it. So the inning is done. An inning and a half in today. No score. When we come back, guess who's leading off? Adrian Beltre. He needs one more hit.
Now at the Honda Summerbration sales event, you can get a great deal on a Honda Accord. Then go out and have all sorts of summer adventures. A summer of fun awaits at the Honda Summerbration sales event. Hurry in and get a great deal on a Honda Accord from KBB.com's best value brand. Today at your local Honda dealer.
All right, we're back with one of the best dunkers in basketball. His name is Zach LaVine.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, enough with the jibber jab. Let's roll Zach's top 10 dunks. Okay. Oh, look at that.
Hachi, chachi, dunky, reeny.
Guys, these aren't my dunks. These are sandwiches.
Welcome to our house, Zach. That's right. We live here.
You live here with the sandwiches?
No, I have a home and a wife and a child. I live here with the sandwiches.
Try the new Dunked Ultimate Chicken Sandwich in 3 bold flavors and get half-price shakes and ice cream slushes after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
Hey, Bryce Harper, quick selfie.
Wait, how'd you get out here?
Oh, don't worry, I've got T-Mobile. It's all unlimited, so I've got unlimited access to all things MLB.
You sure about that?
Yeah, hey, get outside the Pine Tower. Check it out. Unlimited data means unlimited grip. Hey, the guys need me in the bullpen. Sorry. That's the dugout. I know, yeah, totally.
We can't really give every fan access to the field, but we can give you America's best unlimited network, T-Mobile.
Our challenges dare us, defy us, and define us. Coors Light. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
Now Beltre just announced, and everybody to their feet. Adrian Beltre leading off this second inning, scoreless game. But a man looking for one more hit to get into that magic number of 3,000 in his 20-year career. Dad, Bienvenido, his wife, Sandra, looking on. And Wade Miley's first pitch, right in there for a strike.
Automatic boos for any umpire that wants to call a strike against Adrian Beltre the rest of the way.
The count. Had a hit last night. He's had 10 hits on a homestand. Look out. Skip over the top. It's 2-1. The fans reacting. Now Wade Miley, nobody wants to give up the hit. Wade Miley's had a little trouble with command at times this year. The 2-1 pitch. And that is inside. It's 3-1. Fans reacting, teammates looking on. Nobody missing a second of this these days. It's a full count. Beltre in his 7th year in a Rangers uniform. Came up as a Dodger, 19 years old. Sitting on 2,999 hits. And he swings and misses strike 3. So Miley gets his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. One away in the 2nd.
Wade Miley had really established in against Adrian Beltre, and then he goes below the zone with that slider and good velocity on as well. A little bit more cutter action.
Now Mike Napoli, designated hitter this afternoon. And he takes ball 1. So many fans getting up, heading to the concessions. Got to get a cool drink on this hot day. Get a little break. And that one pumped in there for a strike. I'm guessing during the actual at-bat that all concessionaires are doing nothing.
Without a doubt.
I mean, there's nothing to do.
You don't want to be that guy. Pay attention. You don't want to be the one guy. Hey, wait, no line. Go grab a couple hot dogs and a beer. No. Get out there, watch a game. You might see some history. Empty bathrooms, empty concessions.
Swing and a miss. Napoli strikes out, and there are 2 away in the 2nd inning. That's 4 strikeouts for Wade Miley, among the 5 hitters he has faced.
Well, you see Wade Miley, once he gets into these 2-strike counts, has gone below the zone to these right-handed hitters. Another slider, as you see it there, and ultimately a pitch that finished out of the zone. He's got a decent strikeout rate this year, 8 per 9. Slightly below league average, but pretty good for a left-handed starter. 4 strikeouts through an inning and 2/3. Certainly not what we expected from Wade Miley early on.
So here comes Rougned Odor. Scoreless game, 2nd inning, and Miley's first pitch. Odor drops a bunt down right back to the mound. Miley is there. He's thrown to first in time, and he gets Odor to complete another 1, 2, 3 inning. We've played 2 complete so far this afternoon. No score.
You know what I could go for right now? Some sweet barbecue.
More spicy. We got a gravy!
Here, try my barbecue bacon cheeseburger with your choice of sweet or spicy barbecue sauce topped with bacon and onion rings.
Oh, thanks, Jack.
Piece of cake.
Oh, Jack.
You crave it, we serve it. My new sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger combo for $4.99.
Stream Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Go. Monday Night Hoops is here on FS1.
Holy mackerel! What a game!
The Big Three continues as basketball's greatest legends take it to the court.
He's a big shot maker. Oh, my goodness!
Chauncey Billups, Allen Iverson, and Rashard Lewis keep the action going in a 3-on-3 battle for the championship. The Big Three is changing the game. Monday night at 8 on FS1.
You never know you're a mutant until it happens the first time. And everything changes. Why didn't you tell me? Dad puts people like us in jail.
You're gonna have to come with us.
This is my children, please.
In my experience, things change when it's your own kid.
Go, go, go!
There is nothing more important to me than my family.
Watch Inside Cowboys Training Camp nightly on Fox Sports Southwest.
So nothing doing in the first 2 innings so far this afternoon. And hey, Rangers fans, we invite you to download the Fox Sports Go app and take Rangers baseball with you wherever you go. Can't catch the games live on TV. You can stream them live on your mobile device with the Fox Sports Go app, presented by AT&T and Hyundai. So 2 innings in, and leading off the 3rd for Baltimore, Ruben Tejada, the shortstop. Tejada, not a high average hitter, and not a big power threat. That said, he is a guy who has been difficult for the Rangers. Was 7 for 16 in the 4-game series in Baltimore, with a couple of doubles. So far 0 for 6 in this series with a walk. He has also reached on an error. .20 from Perez, and that is a strike.
Good velocity from Martin Perez, 93 miles an hour. We talked about this a lot this year, but it really kind of goes unnoticed that Martin Perez has got good velocity, one of the best among left-handed starters in the big leagues. He's usually right around 3rd or 4th in the league with that fastball velocity.
Two and two on Tejada. Tejada getting regular playing time these days at shortstop is J.J. Hardy on the disabled list. Fractured his wrist in late June. The 2-2 from Perez, and this one out towards center field, ranging to his right for it is Carlos Gomez. Well, he had to run a long way to track that one down. One away here with the 3rd.
This is a great play by Carlos Gomez, who made the decision to go ahead and go for this ball, not to round it off at all. One Gold Glove for Carlos Gomez, and you'll see why. Good closing speed. But you see how he didn't try to get behind that ball at all? He just went in a straight line, decided to go ahead and make this catch, not try to play it safe at all, because had that ball get past him and he was unable to catch it, it probably would have been an easy triple. But great play, good extension by Carlos Gomez.
One out, a little defensive help for Martin Perez. Here is Craig Gentry, and he shoots this one in the air, down the right side, foul, and up into the seats. Foul ball met with a little excitement. I think we're 2 for 2, by the way, in gloves down the right side. Foul ball's down there. Is that a glove? You got a better chance of getting it, obviously. 0-2 now, the count on Gentry.
It's the way to go, I think, before you go to a game. A good idea to kind of look where your seats are. Think about where you're going to find those foul balls. We see a lot of them here at Globe Life Park that go down that right field line. Even in the second deck, we've seen a bunch up there.
Comebacker by the mound. Odor has to get rid of it quickly and can't get it there in time. Gentry with good speed beats it out. And that is an infield hit. Although you can see the Rangers quickly going to the replay to see, is it worth challenging?
We'll see. It looked like Gentry might have gotten there. Let's watch his foot. It is on the bag right before Joey Gallo catches that ball. I don't think we will see a review. Challenge, I guess I should say. Yeah, there it is.
Gentry just added to the lineup about a half hour before game time today, and he gets the second hit of the game. The other base hit was by Trey Mancini, so he's on, and he is a bit of a threat to run. It wasn't that long ago when Gentry, playing with the Rangers, stole nearly 25 bases. He was 24 for 23 in stolen base attempts. I guess that would have been 2013. He's leading in a big lead. The throw back behind him, and he is in there safely. But boy, he took a good secondary lead on that pitch to Jones. Chirinos almost caught him napping.
Well, he knows about Gentry. He knows about the speed. Martin Perez has done a nice job. Just one stolen base against him this year. Robinson Chirinos doing his part to make sure that Gentry doesn't get too comfortable with that secondary lead.
Well, he's got a nice lead again, and their little tapper third base side, that one is foul. 1-1 the count. Now when you start talking about how aggressive teams are on the bases, you look at the Orioles, and 20 stolen bases this year, last in baseball. They have not run a whole lot. This is not part of the personnel. Well, the Rangers, of course, have made frequent use of the stolen base this season, 4th best in baseball with 81 steals.
The Orioles, with their 20, though, are tied with Elvis Andrus.
Yep, the dead heat.
20 of his own. That's one way to look at it.
Buck Showalter, in his 8th year as manager of the Orioles, has decided, well, we'll wait and let the big fellas.
Well, makes sense, though. Right, it's a slugging team. These guys slug, and the last thing you want to do is run into outs on the base pass when you have this many home runs in your lineup. You got to know your personnel, know your offense, and say, okay, what's the best way for us to produce runs? And stealing bases for the Baltimore Orioles and taking that chance is not one of them.
Playing a small ballpark at home, very well built to their power. But now, of course, all of that is specific to the personnel you have. Now, Gentry can run, as we mentioned, so it's not unthinkable that he would take off. Swing and a miss by Adam Jones is strike 2.
Tell you what, though, you mentioned it. Gentry does look like he has a pretty aggressive lead, and he's got a little lean to him as well, where he's actually leaning toward second base. And I've heard many a great base runner talk about actually shortening their lead, especially with a left-handed pitcher who's got a great look when they are going to steal. Almost go maybe a half a step back to make that left-handed pitcher think that there's no chance you're going. They'll recognize that shorter lead. It's always a little bit uncomfortable as a lefty. You're looking over there. You know a guy can run. You're like, man, he looks like he's off really far. And it feels like it'd be easy to pick him off. But when he's not going, he's actually leaning a little bit more toward first base.
Not going. And this one popped out of play, foul to the right side. Glove? We saw a glove in there.
And did he come up with it?
The only thing that could possibly match a glove when you're at the ballpark for me is the floppy hat. And that dude had a floppy hat going, so.
Out to try to catch the baseball with the floppy hat?
He was just sporting.
He just had it on, which is a good accessory here for day games in Texas.
So again, Gentry digging in over there at first base, and they've got him picked off. Great move over to first. Gallo gives it up quickly, though. The throw back to him, and it put the tag on Gentry. A 1-3-4-3. Caught stealing.
A great execution by the Rangers and Martin Perez, and it did appear that Gentry decided that he was going to go first move. As soon as Martin Perez lifted up his leg, he was gone. Joey Gallo gets rid of it. Does a nice job. Gentry did not actually see Odor throw that ball. It was too late by the time he did realize it. And a nice job all the way around by the Rangers to eliminate Gentry off the bases.
Yeah, just like that now, you're one strike away from getting back into the dugout. So, a big caught stealing by Martin Perez. The 1-2 to Adam Jones, and that one is inside. And today in the Hall of Fame, we talked about Pudge Rodriguez making his speech this afternoon and formally inducted into the Hall of Fame. Swing and a miss. And that is into Hall of Fame. Well, it's a quiet inning for Martin Perez. We played 2.5, no score.
Welcome to the Camry One event. So right now, on the #1 selling car in America, and
the 2016 NASCAR Manufacturers Champion.
Wow. Denny Hamlin.
Want to test drive?
Get amazing deals on the #1 selling car in America during the Camry One event. Get $3,500 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR for 72 months, plus a $1,000 subvention bonus on a new 2017 Camry.
Pizza Hut knows what every man, woman, and child wants. The best deal on pizza. Like a large $99. Just call in to carry out. Or order online for delivery. I like ordering however I want. And I'd like to know who took my tires. Delivery or carry out. Call or click. Because no one outpizzas the Hut.
La Quinta presents How to Win at Business. Step 1, point decisively with the arm of your glasses. Abracadabra, the stage is yours. Step 2, choose La Quinta, the only hotel where you can redeem loyalty points for a free night business.
You have Wells Fargo, right?
Yeah.
Open up the app.
Okay.
And turn off your card.
Grandma, how are you better at this?
You can use that phone to call me.
Stream Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Go.
Still scoreless here in the bottom of the third at Globe Life Park in Arlington. Time for our progressive fan of the game. It is Homer Giles. His favorite player is? Favorite player? Right here to watch some history today and celebrating his 92nd birthday and looking quite good, I might say, Mr. Giles. There you go. Enjoy the progressive fan of the game. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
No way, Emily. You got to card him. There's no way he's 92 years old.
They don't believe you're 92.
Making the rest of us look bad.
Man, that is not right. Carlos Gomez hammers one foul.
Curious about Mr. Giles' baseball career. I mean, what a name. How was he?
Homer Giles?
Not a slug. That's a great baseball name. Yeah, it's got a little bit of an old-timey feel to it, right? Homer Giles. Swinging a wicket stick.
Gomez at 245 this year, 13 home runs. And turns this one foul as well. A little closer. You're the one with the glove.
Completely unexpected, and say, hey, you know why you're here, right? That's to make sure that that does not happen, because there was no flinch there at all. Secure to go down the left field line until that ball actually almost hit him.
Miley's looked really good so far for the Orioles. 4 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. And his 1-2 pitch to Gomez in the dirt. A couple of lefties today. Martin Perez for the Rangers. Wade Miley, who's given up a lot of home runs. 17 home runs in 104 innings.
You see him continue to go in. There's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. That seems to be the game plan today for Wade Miley, trying to pound these right-handed hitters in. It has been an issue for him all season. Watch this fastball here. It's pretty well located. That is tough to get to. .314 batting average against right-handed hitters coming into this game. 16 of his 17 home runs have been hit by right-handed hitters.
Bounced at third base, and that one by Machado. Gomez turns around first, but will hold there. Not too often you can sneak one past that man. And that is a base hit. That thing smashed by Gomez. All right, time for a Chevy game break. Let's check in with Rick Renner.
We head north of the border where the LA Angels got it going offensively early, guys. Albert Pujols with the 2-run shot, home run number 606, and hit number 2009-1-2. He's got 3 hits today. The Angels are up big. Albert definitely a threat for 3,000 probably next year, guys.
Yeah, that would be the logical schedule for him. Be the second Dominican-born player to get there, assuming Beltre gets here maybe even later today as Robinson Chirino steps in and takes ball 1 from Wade Miley.
So we saw the Pudge socks.
Yep. Did
Robinson Chirino turn his sock into an arm sleeve, or is it an actual Pudge arm sleeve?
Well, I was not aware of any arm sleeves. I think you're onto something. Might be getting creative.
Very cool.
This doesn't show the socks, so maybe that's what he was thinking. 1-1 on Robinson Chirinos. There you go.
Gomez doing the same
thing, man.
Nice. Arm sleeve brothers. There's the little Stance logo. Stance, of course, is a sock company that is that Hector Ortiz, a former catcher, also participating. What a day. You're a Ranger fan. Celebrating the history of this organization. 2 great players that have put the Ranger uniform on, and Pudge Rodriguez and Adrian Beltre.
One and 2 the count on Chirinos. So you're talking about celebrating one of the all-time great catchers. I don't think there's any question that when you say all-time greatest catcher, Pudge is in that conversation. And the whole baseball world stopping today to recognize the 3 inductees into the Hall of Fame. Rangers also wearing the patch on the uniforms this weekend to celebrate the moment along with Pudge. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Chirinos. And then you're talking about a moment that could happen today on the very same day where Adrian Beltre would cement his legacy as, again, when you're talking about all-time greatest third baseman, he's in that conversation. Looking for hit number 3,000 today to put him in that very exclusive group. The 2-2. High pop-up, third base side, foul ground. Machado giving it a look with that one just behind the dugout.
No gloves, and it showed there in the front row behind the Baltimore Orioles dugout.
Now we look at one of the up-and-coming great third basemen in the game in Manny Machado. And even when you say up-and-coming, that might be underselling him a little bit. He's already here.
He has done it for a couple of years now. Missed some time because of injury, but he's the real deal. 6 different seasons he's now appeared at the major league level. He's already got 123 home runs at the age of 24.
Oh, high to Chirinos. It's a full count. So man on, nobody out here in the 3rd inning.
I take that back. He turned 25 a couple of weeks ago. age 24 season, the way they worked out at the big league level. It's your birthday after July 1st, and they go back a year. So he turned 25 on July 6th. So technically, this is his age 24 season.
Count stays full on Chirino. So his 24th season, 25 already.
Yeah, he's 25 years old. It's his age 24. He's right at the cutoff. They do it right in the middle of the season.
So in the fall, is he signing up for junior high football or high school football? Where are we here?
That's what everybody wants to know.
You got to hold him back a year. 3-2. And a swing and a miss. Chirinos strikes out for the first out of the third inning. That is 5 strikeouts for Wade Miley. And here comes Joey Gallo.
Robinson Chirinos put a pretty good at-bat together against Wade Miley, and that's a great shot of the changeup. Kind of a little bit back over the plate, but located down. Of course, the speed differential is what it is all about as he gets Robinson Chirinos out front, and he's probably not thinking about a 3-2 changeup at that point.
Gallo swings, hits one high in the air, out to left center field, but it's not going to have enough carry. Adam Jones running in front of Rickard to make that play, and that was a dangerous play. Looked like Rickard hadn't peeled off. Jones was going to march right through him.
Well, it looked like we were about to see a collision in left center field as you see Joey Rickard now talking with Adam Jones, and this was a close one. Rickard put his hand up. Adam Jones called it in the end. Luckily, Rickard got out of the way. You see him calling for it right there in that hand up, and he expected to catch that, and just at the last second pulls that arm away and backs off. Fortunate.
That was near disaster right there for Jones and Rickard. 2 away though, and here is Delano DeShields. Delano struck out in the first inning, 0 for 1. Good speed over there at first in Carlos Gomez. It steals this year in 12 tries. This one off the plate, it's 2-0. Very patiently waiting right side. Strike call is 2-1. I don't think he liked that call.
He did, and that ball appeared to be on the corner or maybe just off, but that's where we are today. Chris Siegel has made that pretty clear. Corners will be called.
Toss over there to first base. Gomez so far today the only base runner the Rangers have had. Now they ran into a buzzsaw last night in the form of Kevin Gausman. Gausman, not all that dissimilar from the start we saw in Baltimore, worked around a little bit of traffic. Gave up 7 hits, walked 3, but did not allow a Rangers run, and in fact the Rangers got just 1 runner past second base last night. Gausman felt just an out shy of completing last night's game. Well, Wade Miley has been stingy today. This will be his 50th pitch of the afternoon. DeShields shoots it out toward right field. Gentry was in shallow, but able to get back. Makes the play, and the inning is done. We've played 3 complete. Still no score this afternoon at Globe Life Park.
It's the model year end at Nissan. And we're giving you the bottom line on our best lineup ever. Save big on America's best-selling SUV, America's best truck warranty, and introducing the brand new Rogue Sport, the agile addition to the Nissan Rogue family. Get to Nissan's bottom line model year end event and lease the Rogue family today.
starting at just $159 per month. Or save up to $37.50 on the 2017 Nissan Rogue.
If you love queso, you'll love Wendy's new bacon queso burger, chicken sandwich, and fries. Because everything's better with queso. And you're staring.
Sorry.
Feed your queso obsession for a limited time at Wendy's.
This is Axe body spray. Use it to stay fresh all day. And this is Axe dry spray. Use it to stay dry for 48 hours. Why are you touching your armpit?
I was just checking to see if it was dry.
Don't. That's weird. Smell great and stay dry with Axe.
At Panera, a salad is so much more than one thing. More than one flavor, or texture, or color. A good, clean salad is so much more than green. And with Panera Catering, more for your event. Panera, food as it should be.
Yeah, going as a Ranger is great. I grew up here, you know. They give me an opportunity to become a professional baseball player. And the atmosphere here is tremendous. I mean, great fans, very loyal fans. Texas Rangers fan, thank you for supporting me through my career.
On Saturday, August 12th, get a Powerade Walmart Pudge Rodriguez Baseball Hall of Fame bobblehead. To get your tickets and to see a list of all the activities, go to TexasRangers.com/Pudge.
Kind of Major League Baseball's holiday today. Pudge Rodriguez, Jeff Bagwell, Tim Raines, the three inductees into the Hall of Fame this afternoon. Pudge speaking right now. And, of course, those three now immortalized forever in Cooperstown in Major League Baseball's Hall of Fame. Pretty special day. Always a special day, but, you know, it's quite a day today for this Texas Rangers franchise. And it can be made doubly special should we get a little history here. Machado takes the first pitch and lines it down into the left field corner. He will rapidly head to second base. The throw offline. And Machado with his 20th double of the year.
Well, we've been talking about Manny Machado, and you mentioned, of course, the great career that he's had already so early, but more about this season, and he really has swung the bat well. And you'll see a slider here from Martin Perez, and pretty well located down and in. Manny Machado goes down and gets it. Gets it down the left field line, and a favorable bounce here for Delino DeShields, who made a nice effort to make this play close. Throw was slightly offline, and then Joey Gallo, of course, does a nice job of backing that throw up. So important in that spot. Otherwise, Machado would have been able to go down to third.
Hit well over 300 now for the month. And Machado out there in scoring position. Jonathan Schoop, dangerous right-handed hitter, steps in. And he takes a strike. Schoop struck out in the first, 0 for 1. Final game of this 3-game series. Seattle comes to town tomorrow night. Rangers get back in division with the Mariners. 0-2 now on Schoop. Our TXU Energy power player to watch. Jonathan Schoop. Look at these last 11 games for him. 5 home runs, 18 RBIs.
He's been good for this Baltimore Orioles team. Nice year last year with his 25 home runs. He has been even better so far here in 2017. The Orioles have found themselves a really nice player to hold down second base.
A guy who has been asked to move around the diamond a little bit, change positions. And is, I mean, now we talk about power at the second base position. He gives him great defense. I mean, he's an exceptional defensive middle infielder over at second, where he probably provides maybe a little more defense than you would typically need there. And now also providing great power and run production. 1-2. That seems to be a really good fit and situation for both him and the Orioles.
Yeah, when did the second base position become a power position? Schoop, Lindor, Brian Dozier a year ago. Robinson Cano, of course, has been doing it for a long time. We're seeing more and more guys at that position, which has always been looked at as more of a defensive position. You have maybe a 2-hole hitter, leadoff hitter, 9-hole hitter playing second base, because you're thinking about maybe a smaller guy who can show more range over there. But that has changed pretty dramatically as of late. I mean, home runs are up around the game. that second base position, there have been some guys lately who are hitting the long ball.
Yeah, and you're right. Often, throughout history, more of a back control type spot. Jeff Kent comes to mind as a guy who really went against the grain and was not very good defensively. The difference, I think, with Scope is that Scope is a very good defensive player. 2 balls, 2 strikes. His teammate Manny Machado off second base. And the count runs full.
Jeff Kent, of course, 377 home runs, the most all time for a player whose primary position was second base. A pretty bright guy. You know who's number 2? You know history pretty well.
Number 2.
I don't.
Second base home run.
Primary position. Now, I didn't do it where it's only hitting those home runs as a second baseman, but primary position.
Modern era guy?
No, early 1900s.
That's good to say. How many for just shy of 400 for Kent?
Yeah, 377. This guy hit 301.
Scope draws the walk here. The first 2 men on in this 4th inning. That's a good one.
5 seconds.
Yeah, 4.
Rogers.
Hornsby, really?
301 home runs.
Local boy.
Cano will pass him with 4 more. 297.
That's funny. Hornsby, he's a guy who finished just short of 3,000 hits.
29-30.
Despite his, incredible career. Largely, widely considered the greatest right-handed hitter of all time. Now, I say local boy. I want to say he was from the Fort Worth area.
Winters, Texas was where he was born.
Ball to Trey Mancini, and that will get Chirinos out to the mound.
Well, the walk to Jonathan Scope was the first of the day for Martin Perez. Now Robinson Chirinos out there talking to him. He's got this first and second, nobody out situation, facing a good hitter in Trey Mancini. Davis right behind him, so they want to talk strategy, get him back on track a little bit. We've talked about Mancini and his stance and his approach quite a bit, and the way that he lifts that leg up, closes himself off a little bit. You can hook some pitches away. The fastball and the changeup away are ones you probably want to be a little bit careful with in the zone.
Strike called, and it's 1-1 on Mancini. So Winters, Texas, out there near not far from Abilene, but he went to Northside High School in Fort Worth. Hornsby. Now that was probably before they had a high school baseball team, would be my guess.
Probably.
But if they did, I bet he would hold all their records. Two balls, 1 strike on Mancini, a guy having a fantastic rookie season.
So that has to be, second base has to be the only position that does not have a 400 home run hitter, right? It's got to be.
First, third, short. Yeah. As a primary guy, yeah, for sure. If Kent at 374, you say, then
377.
377. Okay, then for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously pitcher, but we're not playing that game. Unless, of course, you want to count Babe Ruth and 3-1. Bouncer into right field. So Machado around third. They'll send him to the plate. He'll score without a throw. Scope heads to third on the Mancini RBI single. There's your first run of the game today. Baltimore leads 1-0.
Trey Mancini continues to get it done with runners in scoring position. A .410 batting average headed into this game. That's the best in the big leagues. I was concerned about him going out and hooking something. He does a nice job of taking a very well located pitch down and away and just driving it the other way, just out of the reach of Joey Gallo. He gets himself another base hit. Runner in scoring position, and his 56th RBI of the year. So
his great season continues. 1-0 Baltimore, and here is Chris Davis. So more danger in the box for Baltimore. Davis struck out his first time in. Runners on the corners. Still a good shift on the infield with Davis. And he'll hit this one out toward right center, and it drops in front of Gomez. A run is in. Mancini heads to third, and Davis drives in a run with his base hit. It's 2-0 Baltimore.
Chris Davis did not necessarily square this ball up and hit it very hard, but he hit it hard enough as Martin was trying to go in. He got the ball there. Jammed Davis enough, or I shouldn't say enough, but a little bit, but not enough. A big, strong guy. It's hard to get in on him. And see this little bloop single here to center field. Getting the job done, and now the Rangers. Martin Perez searching for an out in this inning.
After looking very sharp in the first three, double, a walk, back-to-back hits, and Perez could use a ground ball in a big way here. Wellington Castillo 0 for 1, and he'll hit it in the air, but foul and out of play. So top of the fourth. In the bottom of the fourth, Adrian Beltre will be due third. Castillo today batting 6th for Baltimore. We're talking about the Hall of Fame inductees today. Martin Perez will check both his runners, neither of whom interested in running. There's a ground ball right side, and that one sneaks through. Mancini is in on the Castillo base hit. First 5 have reached in this 4th inning for Baltimore, and they lead 3-0.
Baltimore Orioles have done a nice job of this inning of hitting baseballs where Ranger defenders are not. Again, a pretty well located pitch away, maybe not quite down enough or as far as Robinson Trinos wanted it, but still a pretty good pitch. And this is just a ground ball hit to the right side, but Odor, of course, was shaded a little bit up the middle with Castillo. Was able to squeak it into the outfield.
So Doug Brocail out there trying to give Martin a break and maybe instill a little bit of confidence. And we'll head back to the dugout. So 2 men on. Davis at second, Castillo at first. Again, Perez could really use that ground ball here. Do something to start accumulating outs. Joey Rickard 0 for 1. He popped up back in the 2nd inning. A sunny, warm afternoon here at Globe Life Park. The wind not really moving much. Not much of a factor today as Rickard takes the strike. Yeah, look at that. So if you're sitting down in those seats, you're thinking, boy, you know, a nice breeze would feel good. Better fold up that program and start waving it. One and one on Rickard. Anyway, the Hall of Famers today, we're so focused, of course, on Ivan Rodriguez. Pudge getting in today, making his speech as the baseball world celebrates. Jeff Bagwell, first baseman from Houston, getting in today. And then one of the greatest base runners and base stealers of all time, Tim Raines, the Montreal Expos, the 3rd inductee. And you know, when you look at some of the Raines accomplishments, the batting title, the one that sticks out to me is that stolen base percentage. Highest ever, nearly 85% success rate. And I heard after he was, received the call, you're going into the Hall of Fame, of course, interviewed everywhere. This ball hit high in the air by Rickard into that left field corner. And Shields in that corner makes the catch. Nicely done. The runners will tag and both move up a base. Boy, Shields hung with that ball. But it looked like it might be off the wall and maybe into the seats.
Well, this is great concentration by Delino DeShields. Not an easy thing to do as you're getting closer to that wall. You're trying to slow down. You don't want to bang into that wall. You're also trying to catch his baseball. And he times it and reads it perfectly. Does a good job getting the ball in as quickly as he can, although both to move up.
So one out. Now they're at second and third for Tejada. So they were asking Tim Raines about base stealing and in particular stealing against left-handed pitchers. Today we have a couple of lefties out there. And if this is true, the way he explains it, it's mind-boggling to me. The levels to which athletes go to gain an edge, you know, and put yourself in that spot where you can get that good jump, let's say, on a left-handed pitcher. We talk a lot about how difficult it is to run on lefties. He says that when he was at first base with a lefty out there, what do you think he looked at?
The lefty?
He's leading off first base, trying to get a sense for whether or not he can get a jump, take a lead, whatever the case.
I would think it'd be right foot, which I know is not going to be the answer. The common answer would be right foot.
And it is. And it's 0-2. Yeah, he looked at the left foot. And what he was looking for was the front spike. If he saw it, a little glimmer, a little shine off that front spike, that meant the weight was going back on his heel and he was coming over to first, as he had to get back. If he didn't see it, see you later.
Now, interesting, we just showed Martin Perez, and I'd love to see that shot again once he gets back on the pitching rubber. So he's got that pitcher's toe on there that you can put over it. And because it hangs over so much, you're not going to see that spike if it's in the dirt, right? Let's see when he digs in there. You see it there. I see what you're talking about. See, right now you can't see it. I'm not saying what he's saying isn't true. If he was leaning back a little bit or there was more weight on his heel, he might see it. It's very interesting, and it's pretty hard to argue with one of the greatest that we've ever seen as far as stealing bases.
Ground ball, shortstop. Andrews will go to third, and they'll have Castillo on a rundown. Beltre gives him a good bear hug, and that is out number 2. Run scores. Davis in easily, 4-0 the score, but there are 2 away on the fielder's choice.
This is not very good base running. You're always taught, of course, if the ball is to your right, you stay put. Well, Castillo decided to take off anyway. And Elvis Andrews with the heads-up play, feeding it to Adrian Beltre, and that's at least eliminating a runner out of scoring position, even though one scored. See how important that ends up being when this game is over.
So 2 gone now.
Fast forwards like that, I don't doubt that it worked for him, and it's true, which is, you know, obviously very opposite of what most base runners would tell you.
Well, you said right foot, right? You said
because you would look to see if he lifts it, and then from there you're also watching, you know, his leg and the turn and everything else that goes on, and the things that you're taught as a left-handed pitcher to try to counteract that. And try to keep your shoulders as straight as possible. If you're looking at the whole pitcher, you're basically looking for him to give it away, and a lot of left-handers will turn that front shoulder when they're throwing over, and that's a dead giveaway if they're coming over to first base. I get it. I see what he's saying.
Ground ball, second base. Nice backhand snag by Odor. They take care of Gentry. The inning is done, but Baltimore gets 4 in the 4th. Now, last of the 4th coming. Elvis Andrews will lead it off. Nomar Mazaro to follow. And stay in your seats. Adrian Beltre due up third.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is in full swing.
Shovel.
Mulch.
Brick pavers.
Fence post.
Concrete.
We're good.
And wood for my castle.
We got it.
And a slide and a drawbridge.
Take on summer right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now with summer's hottest offer on Ford F-150. Get 0% for 60 months plus an additional $1,000 on top of your trade-in. During the Ford Summer Sales Event, get 0 for 60 plus an additional $1,000 trade assist cash on the 5-star safety-rated F-150 at your Texas Ford dealer. Don't miss the 2017 MLS All-Star Game, presented by Target. Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
Every week, Fox Sports Outdoors brings you on-the-water action, combined with current freshwater and coastal information from around the Southwest.
That is a Louisiana special right there. Look at this.
Our team of experts covers the entire region and provides you with the latest real-time updates of what's happening at the lake and along the coast.
San Luis Pass and the surrounding bays are starting to pay off.
Fox Sports Outdoors, Thursdays on Fox Sports Southwest.
See what the Rangers have in store for Seattle tomorrow on Fox Sports Southwest.
4-0 Baltimore as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Elvis Andrus, Nomar Mazara, and Adrian Beltre due up in this fourth inning. Andrus 0 for 1, struck out looking in the first inning. Rangers with just one hit so far, an infield hit by Carlos Gomez. So Wade Miley's been pretty sharp so far, 5 strikeouts today, and pours one in for a strike to Elvis.
Take a look at Elvis Andrus, that at-bat home run ratio for him. We know he has set a career high already in home runs this year. It's been a big power season for Elvis. I was going to say long wait for Wade Miley. Long inning. 8 batters came to the plate for the Baltimore Orioles. We'll see if the Rangers can counter now and try to get on the board here.
A little gamesmanship. And ice him on a hot day, the 2-2. Full count on Andrus. Well, the Rangers need to get something going offensively. Very similar spot now as the one they found themselves in yesterday. They were trailing 4-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning. That would ultimately be the score of the game as Andrus swings and lifts this one high in the air, but to shallow center field. Jones coming on. And that is out number 1.
Right fielder, Nomar Mazara.
Nomar Mazara coming up now. Adrian Beltre will be making his way out toward the on-deck circle, looking for one more hit to get to 3,000.
And these are the different 3,000 hit types that we have seen over the history of the game. Honestly, not surprisingly, most of them have been singles. The triple, the most rare. So pretty comfortable saying when Adrian Beltre does hit number 3,000, it probably won't be a triple. But could he add to that home run total of 3? That would be pretty cool.
I'm definitely glad that you're out on the record on that one.
Yeah.
Because that'll just make it that much more fun when
it happens.
When it happens, yeah. His family right there in the front row waiting for the moment as well as Nomar Mazara takes a strike. The count 1-1. Nomar grounded out on the first. The one thing that Adrian Beltre has never done, he has never bunted for a hit. And that is something you cannot say about anybody else on the 3,000 hit list, at least that we're aware. Records of that nature kept back since 1974. Well, pretty much good intel to say that everyone on that list had at least one bunt hit at some point in their career.
Some of the greatness of Adrian, but I mean, you never would have guessed it, right? For a guy that was in the big leagues at 19 years old, and the legs were still there and run pretty well, you would think that there would be at least one in there, but no, incredible.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Mazara. And it's full count. Nomar has had a big homestand as well. We talked about it earlier. 7 for 15 in the last 4 games. The bat has come back to life for him. Love to get him on ahead of Beltre. The 3-2. And there it is, ball 4. So a base runner in front of Adrian as he goes for history.
Now batting, the third baseman, Adrian Beltre.
Second chance this afternoon for Adrian. Struck out in the second. They are perched up on the railing. The Rangers dug out all his teammates, hoping to see history. That one misses. 2-0. Have a word with Wade Miley. He's no doubt very well aware of what's going on this afternoon. There's his best buddy. The 2-0. That is ball 3. Everybody on their feet at Globe Life Park. The 3-0. Bouncer, base hit into left field. Around second, heading to third, Mazzara. Beltre goes for 2, and it's a stand-up double. And there it is, number 3,000 for Adrian Beltre. Adrian Beltre and the Texas Rangers, his family, and these fans. Adrian Beltre, 31st member of the 3,000 hit club. An achievement today is tremendous as the joy with which he has always played the game. What a great scene. fantastic moment.
And it is a 3-0 fastball from Wade Miley, and just 21 times, and make it now 22 in Adrian Beltre's career has he taken a 3-0 hack and put the ball in play. That is the 13th time that he has gotten a base hit. It was a .571 batting average on 3-0 counts. That will certainly go up, and what a tremendous moment for Adrian. As you see the guys in the dugout, Carlos Gomez and the rest of the crew extremely excited for their hero and their teammate, Adrian Beltre.
Yep, his best buddy looking on right there. Elvis Andrews. And of course, Pudge's dad, Bienvenido, his wife, Sandra, his kids, AJ, Cassandra, Camila. They unveiled the banner out in right field. Adrian with an opportunity to thank the fans and soak it all in. A 20-year journey to get to 3,000 hits. Started as a 19-year-old with the Dodgers. And he reaches the plateau as a 38-year-old Texas Ranger. So it's official. Adrian Beltre, 31st member of the 3,000 hit club. Rangers now with a couple of minutes scoring position as well from Mike Napoli as we return to play. And Wade Miley took a couple of warm-up tosses during that break. No doubt, you know, a longer break. And what must he be feeling as he tries to settle the moment down? I would think even though you're wearing the other team's uniform, that you still feel a little something in that moment, no?
Maybe not right now at this moment, but eventually, because he'll be in that highlight all the time. But for Wade Miley and for every other Baltimore Orioles pitcher this series, none of them wanted to give it up. Nobody wants to be the guy. You don't think, oh, yeah, that'd be cool. I had to get to be the guy. You don't want to be the guy after the fact, after your career is over, maybe after the season has passed, and maybe even for Wade Miley, if he finishes the day and has a good game and gives his team a chance to win, he might be okay with it. But in the moment, I will tell you, there is nobody that actually wants to be that guy at that time.
2-1. And pop straight up in the air. Near home plate, Castillo looking for it. He can't find it. Davis coming down from first bails him out. 2 away. Well, here it is now. It's official. You put him on that list. Most hits by players born outside the United States, tied with Roberto Clemente, the great Puerto Rican. Did it in 1972. And then, of course, Palmeiro, Carew, and Ichiro Suzuki. The first, the only Dominican-born player with 3,000 hits in a career. Timeout asked for by Castillo. Granted by our plate umpire, Chris Siegel. Rips that one foul. Little bouncer left side, that one through base hit. Mazara's in, and here comes Adrian Beltre. He scores, and the lead is cut in half. Rougned Odor with the 2-run single to left.
Rougned Odor does a great job of beating the shift. What looked like would have been a routine ground ball off the bat. Nobody home on this slider. He does a good job hitting that ball the other way, even though he caught it off the end. And Wade Miley gave it everything he possibly had to try to get this ball. And how cool for Adrian Odor right now. This huge moment for Adrian Beltre, his 3,000th hit. And Adrian Odor can say, yeah, and I drove him in after that. Very nice moment.
It's tremendous to see the Rangers cash in a run-scoring opportunity, too. After yesterday's shutout, here is Carlos Gomez. Look out, that one hit the knob of the batter's hand.
I guess they are calling that a hit by pitch. At first you wondered if did that hit the knob of the bat. We'll take a look at it here. Carlos Gomez, nope, that caught his left hand. That certainly does not feel very good. Reaction here. Watch it right on that wrist. Left wrist by Carlos Gomez. It's certainly good to see him staying in the game. So this is pretty interesting. We talk about defensive shifts, and Inside Edge does an excellent job of tracking shifts and what they call their plus-minus ratio. The Baltimore Orioles right now are the worst in baseball when it comes to net hits saved. They've actually given away more hits than they have saved through the shift. That number now will go to -14 as Adrian Odor and that base hit would have been a routine out had there not been a defensive shift. But because there was, the Orioles now add to their total. We'll talk about plus-minus with defensive shifts. Hits prevented, hits aided. The Rangers, by the way, at +13 this year. They've done a very nice job. It was interesting to see the Astros on there at a -2. They shift more than anybody else in Major League Baseball by a lot. Last year, they were -25. And yet they continue to do it, even though it's actually been a net negative for them.
1-0 to Chirinos, and that one drops in for a strike. Two men aboard, 2 out here in this 4th inning. Adrian Beltre got number 3,000. Scored 2 batters later with Odor's 2-run single. He's now at second. The pitch to Chirinos, low and in.
So that 3-0 swing by Adrian Beltre, I mentioned, never has doubled in a 3-0 count in his career. He does have 4 home runs in those spots. That is certainly pretty cool. He's so a rarity for him. Not a guy who has been overly aggressive in 3-0 counts. And that's a conversation that's really gone around baseball a little bit more these past couple years and saying, why not? Are you going to get a better pitch to hit? 3-0. 3-1. You might get a pretty good one. 3-2. You never know. I've seen more hitters get a little bit more comfortable in those 3-0 counts. It's just one of those things that was always put in your mind as a kid. 3-0, don't swing, automatic take. Not anymore.
Lifted high in the air out to right field. Gentry toward the line, and he'll make the catch. So the Rangers leave a pair, but they got 2. But the story, Adrian Beltre, the double to left, and there's history. Number 3,000.
As you cheer on the best team ever, we'd like to remind you that at Southwest, we connect low fares to your favorite destinations. So buckle up and say yes to low fares with nothing to hide. Remember that we offer non-stop flights to your favorite destinations. So grab this seat, or this one, or any of these. Please use your oxygen masks if the thought of non-stops takes your breath away.
On the left, the $6 foot-long Subway Club with turkey, Black Forest ham, and roast beef. On the right, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki dripping in sweet onion sauce. 2 foot-longs enter, none leave, because you ate them. The sweet onion chicken teriyaki and the Subway Club, they're foot-longs and they're $6 each. Subway, so much sandwich.
Dallas Wings basketball, Friday on Fox Sports Southwest Plus.
Well, there's been a certain amount of historical significance to moments in this city. Nolan Ryan, 5,000 strikeouts in August of '89. Of course, a couple of years later, the 7th no-hitter. The Rangers figuring in prominently, but then Emmitt Smith, the all-time rushing record, past Walter Payton in October of 2002. Mike Modano broke Joe Mullen's record for most goals scored by an American in 2007. And then, earlier this year, Dirk with his 30,000th career point. The big moment. And now today, Adrian Beltre joins that list of some of the great moments of all time. And DFW history, his 3,000th hit. Yeah, Adrian Beltre hit counter brought to you by Jack in the Box. What a day for the Texas Rangers. What a day for baseball in the Metroplex. A day on which Pudge Rodriguez inducted into the Hall of Fame. Adrian Beltre, same day, got number 3,000.
Had to be pretty close in timing. Pudge had already wrapped up his speech, and Tim Raines was speaking, but Pudge was fourth. And Pudge had talked about he really had hoped that Adrian had gotten that hit prior to his induction speeches because he wanted to be able to mention it. Just a few minutes off, but how cool. I mean, I'm sure somebody will break it down and give us the exact time in between, but some incredible Rangers history within a matter of, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes. Very, very cool.
Well, 5th inning, and now it's back to the game, and it's a 4-2 game. The good news from that 4th inning is that the Rangers were able to cash in for a couple as well. The 1-1 bouncer third base. Beltre charges. It's a nice easy hop. Takes care of Adam Jones, one away. So another nice defensive play by Adrian Beltre, who, by the way, makes a lot of those. How about this? 3,000 hits, 450 home runs, and 5 Gold Gloves. Mays, Yastrzemski, Winfield, and Beltre.
Unbelievable.
That is
all around group. Players. We talk about 5-tool guys and what can you do, how deep can your game really run, and to do it at that level, that kind of offensive production with power, with a great glove, pretty awesome to see. And that's what's so fun when you have these kind of players, Adrian Beltre types, elite level, less than 1%ers that have ever played the game. It's fun that you can run with the numbers. Oh yeah, there's so many different ways that you can go, and legitimate ways, not these obscure ways. We sometimes will sit there and say things like, over the last 6 weeks, and we've got left-handed guys that were born in the Western Hemisphere. I mean, nonsense that we do, but legitimate numbers. That's really cool. Adrian Beltre will certainly show up on a lot of those lists.
Well, and one of the things that I love most about those exact things you're talking about is when you start to put together the Gold Gloves and the hits, right? 3,000 hits, 1-2 pitch, and Machado takes it high. So Beltre, 5 Gold Gloves, is a 9th player in history with at least 5 Gold Gloves and 3,000 hits. We parsed that a little bit more when we threw in the 450 home runs. But of those 9 players, only 2 were infielders. Only 2 players in the history of the game with 3,000 hits and 5 Gold Gloves on the infield. Derek Jeter and Adrian Beltre. This one looped out toward right field. Odor ranging out there, but he can't get to it, and Machado drops a bloop single into right. Texas Leaguer, if you will.
I will.
Thank you. 1 away, 1 man on, and here's Jonathan Scope. Scope with a walk and a strikeout. He has scored a run.
We talked about a lot, whether or not Adrian Beltre was feeling the pressure, how he was handling it, and you really could never tell on the outside, leading up to the moment. But there's, so many more people involved as, presenting this, and you and I, calling the game and everything else in our production crew. Well, I will tell you that I've already made 2 mistakes on my scorecard today, and I am super irritated by it.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of anti-whiteout,
right?
But this is a pretty special day. So I think I will be going to the whiteout later tonight, cleaning this mess up.
One-strike pitch. A big swing and a miss by Scope.
Really ticks me off.
Well, you know, you've got all your crayons over there and everything, and it's very colorful. You do a really nice job. I know they're like little pieces of artwork for you.
Kind of. Now, in fairness, you have more highlighters than I have. You do? You have, what do you have, 8
Probably.
over there?
There's like 3 yellow ones.
You do have 3 yellows. I'm 8 pens total. You're 8 highlighters and pencil. And you know what? You look like the smart guy right now with your pencil. Because you wouldn't be all stressed out the way I am right now about the mistakes that I've made on my scorecard.
Mistakes are a good thing. Don't worry about it.
Tonight.
You're fine. Machado with a very small lead, not going anyplace.
Perfect double play situation, right? Think about Jonathan Scope, all the double plays that he has hit into. Martin Perez, one of the best in the game. He has been over the last couple of years with his 56 double plays that he has induced on the ground. That's the best in Major League Baseball. Scope leading baseball with 18 of those that he's hit into this year. I mean, this is as perfect of a storm as there is right now. Martin Perez would love to get this double play, get the Rangers right back in the dugout, get Wade Miley back on the mound on a hot day here in Texas.
Two-two pitch. That ball launched out to left field, and it will land in the bleachers. A 2-run homer for Jonathan Scope. '24th of the year for Scope, and he extends the Orioles' lead to 6-2. I saw what you were trying to do, and I was on board.
Unfortunately, did not work, as you'll see this pitch here from Martin Perez, and it was in, but just up and in, and Jonathan Scope having a great year. Quick bat, barreled this thing. He knew it as soon as he got it. Good velocity at 94, but dealing with a very dangerous hitter in Jonathan Scope. Came in hitting .286 against lefty, so he's done a nice job this year. And unfortunately, the Rangers now give those 2 runs right back to the Orioles.
Striking for 2 today. Boy, pounds that ball foul out of play. Mancini now has the batting average up over 300 again as Jeremy Jeffress loosens. Martin Perez battling the heat today, 92 degrees at game time. And it's actually, you know, stayed right in that range. It's all things considered, it was 99 here on Friday night at first pitch. So given that, we feel pretty fortunate right now to be in the low 90s.
You're right.
Still hot out there, and the wind, the air just has not been moving much at all. 0-2 from Perez, and a bouncer, third base, foul.
The glove man down the left field line, perfectly positioned. So wait a minute. Never mind. Baltimore Orioles fans, front row.
Front row right by third base. And for this series, that's where you want to be. Yep. You want to be watching those two. Beltre and Manny Machado, the 0-2. That's low. Well, what an incredible day. And this will be one of those days remembered many, many years from now in Rangers history. Talk about a dual threat. Pudge inducted into the Hall of Fame. Beltre with hit number 3,000. All on the same day, all within, well, less than an hour of one another, right? The 1-2 from Martin Perez inside. 2-2.
One person tell me that Pudge finished at 326 unofficial. And Adrian Beltre got his hit at 333. A 7-minute window between the two. That's kind of cool.
Full count. Martin, this is pitch number 100 today. And he's off the plate with it. That's ball 4. So he puts Mancini on. And it just seems to be one of those afternoons for Perez.
First baseman Chris Davis.
We'll bring out Doug Brocail.
Yeah, the middle of the lineup has given Martin Perez second time around. He really did cruise through the first 3, facing just 10 hitters, but it was that leadoff double back in the 4th that really got things started. That was off the bat of Manny Machado. The first 5 hitters reached, 4 scored, and then get back out here in the 5th inning, 3rd time around now for these guys. And Machado single, the Scope homer, now the Mancini walk. And we talk about this as a deep lineup in Baltimore. A lot of power, tough at-bats. They could do some damage, and suddenly put together some really nice at-bats against Martin Perez.
Well, 1 away. Here's Chris Davis. Davis 1 for 2. 6-2 Baltimore. Perez a little bit inside. It's funny how these things work. You know, you look at team matchups, and for some reason, you know, year by year, you don't know why or necessarily who, but you get those matchups with teams that just don't necessarily make sense. They don't calculate. This one driven out toward right center field. Davis with another base hit. Around second, heading to third is Mancini. Well, he'll be in there safely on the corner. This is one of those series. For whatever reason, just seem to have the Rangers number. Just like the Rangers dominated the Kansas City Royals this year. Well, I don't know that that necessarily figures either, but sometimes it's just the way of things in our game. That's going to be all from Martin Perez. Jeremy Jeffress coming on as Jeff Bannister this afternoon.
It's triple-digit season out here, and you probably won't crack open a light beer and suddenly find yourself in an intense yet refreshing snowstorm. No, you brought your own snow and plenty of Shiner Light Blonde.
We the people are tired of being surprised with extra monthly fees. We want HD and every box and DVR all included. Because we don't like surprises.
Yes, like changing up the celebrity at the end to someone more handsome and talented.
Really?
And British.
Switch from cable to DirecTV. Get an all-included package for $25 a month. And for a limited time, get a $100 reward card. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
TXU Energy's newest plan, free nights and solar days, really has people talking.
This new TXU Energy plan makes us feel good. We get 100% free electricity all night long, so free AC all night. And then we feel good because our daytime electricity is 100% solar. It's like 2 great things in
Here,
one.
try this. It'll make you feel good.
No, thanks. I already feel good because of the whole electricity thing.
Free nights and solar days, only from TXU Energy.
Ah, yes, the weekend. So, are you in your beers after an exercise-a-thon? No. The only thing you're sweating is fire and smoke, and grabbing another Shiner Light Blonde.
See what the Rangers have in store for Seattle tomorrow on Fox Sports Southwest.
6-2. Baltimore with the lead and continuing to bat here with the 5th inning. And hey, we invite you to be one of the first 10,000 fans to the ballpark Sunday, August 13th. They'll take home a Rangers talking alarm clock, courtesy of Dr. Pepper and Brookshire's. Rangers and Astros, a 2:05 game. You can get your tickets at TexasRangers.com or we're calling 972 Rangers. That alarm clock will wake you up in the morning with Wake Up. It's baseball time in Texas. Great Chuck Morgan helping you out of bed in the mornings.
And who doesn't need a little bit of help?
Well, we all
getting out of bed. I'm already dreading tomorrow. Jeremy Jeffress coming in now for the Texas Rangers to see the pitch arsenal there. Lots of fastballs, 94 miles an hour. Great movement, though, from Jeremy. He's got that power two-seam fastball. He's had 3 days off. Last pitch in the last game against the Miami Marlins. Through 2 1/3. 43 pitches for him in that outing. It is back-to-back outings where he went at least 2 innings.
Well, he's got Wellington Castillo here. Then on the corners, 1 out. stretch, and his 1-0 pitch, that one fouled off. Middle infielders at double play depth. We've seen some pitching performances out of the bullpen lately that are noteworthy. Yesterday, Tony Barnett, 3 scoreless innings, did not give up a hit. Struck out 6 back to the first 2 innings. Had all 6 of those strikeouts. 1-1, and that one just fouled. Wide of the bag at third by Castillo. First strike 2. I'm trying to give more perspective again to what we saw in the bottom of the 4th inning, the double by Adrian Beltre. That was the 605th double in his career. He's now tied 14th all-time with Paul Molitor for those 605 doubles. 1-2. That one misses. And the note to me that is almost mind-blowing, Evan Grant, our good buddy, he tweeted out this little note just a moment ago. He's like, just consider this. 3 players inducted into the Hall of Fame today. Beltre has more hits, home runs, and RBIs than all of them. That's amazing. This ball swung on and driven down the left field line and off the foul pole. Castillo with a 3-run homer. And the Orioles make it a 9-2 game.
The Orioles are not doing their part to make this a memorable day for Texas Rangers fans. You mentioned that lead now at 9-2. Wellington Castillo with his 10th home run of the year off of Jeremy Jeffress. We'll take a look and you see the target there. Gosh, not far off. We have seen this a couple of times today from Rangers pitchers where they seem to be putting the ball pretty close to where they want to. I mean, that's 95 with some sink, and that's more about Wellington Castillo probably looking for that pitch, sitting on it a little bit, opening up to give himself a chance to get to it. And it's not an easy pitch to square up.
So Joey Rickard 0 for 2. He takes a strike. Jeffress gets him to hit this ball down to third. What a flag by Beltre. The throw across to Diamond, and Rickard gets around the tag. Boy, great quick reactions again by Adrian Beltre, but Gallo had to come off the bag and couldn't get the tag on Rickard.
That is unfortunate because this was a pretty incredible play by Adrian Beltre, who continues to get it done. Do not forget, he is 38 years old. Look at the hands. The throw, unfortunately, up the line a little bit. Rickard's got some good speed, but man, the fact that he even had a chance to make a play here. Unbelievable pick there by Adrian.
So an error against Beltre. Back-to-back games for him after a 62-game errorless streak, which was his longest in his career and the longest in franchise history for a third baseman. Bouncing ball second base. Odor to second one. Andrews with a relay. Double play. And the inning is done. So nothing hurt. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Halfway there this afternoon. This one all Orioles.
Please, hold.
The running of the bull dogs? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Aaliyah saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Infiniti QX60. Impressive performance and seating for 7. Lease the Infiniti QX60 for $439 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
This bud's for the dream and the people bold enough to pursue it. For those who come from nothing and rise to something. It's for those who take everything this country has to offer and make it their own.
Welcome. It's me, the Extra Crispy Colonel. My Extra Crispy $20 fill-up feeds a family of 4. It's crunchy, juicy, and oh so tasty. KFC, it's extra crispy good.
Bottom of the 5th inning, 9-2 Baltimore. And attention smartphone users, download the Ballpark app for access to Monday mobile ticket offers. Fans using the Ballpark app have access to $5 upper reserve tickets on select Mondays. Get $5 tickets for tomorrow night when the Rangers take on the Seattle Mariners in King Felix. Remember, mobile Monday ticket offer only available to the Ballpark app. Download it today. Now, Joey Gallo will start things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Rangers, and they need to fire up the offense a little bit. Still plenty of time to go in this one. Down by 7. Wade Miley falls behind 2-0 to Gallo. 9th place hitter, then back up top for Delano DeShields and Elvis Andrews. And it's 3-0. Now Beltre swung 3-0. Worked out well for him.
We'll see. A little bit tougher lefty on lefty, I think, for Nomar Mazara. Again, unless you get locked in on one spot, one pitch, you're looking for a fastball. If you see it, you go for it. As much as we've talked about that, there's been that trend in baseball and a lot more conversation surrounding 3-0 counts. Or excuse me, for Joey Gallo, just not a comfortable thing to do.
This one out toward center field, drops in, base hit. He takes a 3-1 pitch and deposits it for his first hit of the night, or the afternoon, as it were.
Joey Gallo will take it. Got jammed here a little bit, it sounds like. Take a closer look at this pitcher trying to go in. They were going in. Again, big, strong Joey Gallo just muscling this ball out into center field for a base hit.
That's how you start it. Get somebody on front of the top of the order. Here is DeShields, who is 0 for 2 so far today. A strikeout. And a fly out to right field. The pickoff throw. Almost got Gallo in the back. Good save by Davis.
So quick look at Joey Gallo. Has only been 6 plate appearances, 1 at bat where he's put the ball in play in a 3-0 count. Hit a homer. Why not? 1 for 1 with a bomb.
Well, I mean, I guess you got a pretty good chance, right? Like nearly 50% of balls in play from Gallo go out.
It's true.
1 strike pitch, and Shields takes strike 2. He's got a couple of those today where Delano would disagree. Trying to keep his cool as he backs away. Count 0-2. Definitely a ball. Now Delano, 278 average, couple of homers, 13 driven in. The playing time so sporadic for him. It's been a real challenge this year. The amazing thing to me is how well he has handled it. And on those rare occasions lately where he has been called upon to play, he has turned in good at bats. So he fouls this one off, the count 1-2. Last 50 games in which DeShields has played, he's hitting .309. A home run, 8 doubles. Two balls and 2 strikes. It's the 75th game he's played in this year. Which has been one of those seasons for him in that regard. A full count now, and Miley got that pitch count at 88. He's still got a little room, but both starters today burned a lot of pitches early. And Martin Perez, who's done, by the way, 4 1/3 innings. He faced 13 batters in the 4th and 5th innings. Bouncer, foul, stays 3-2. And of course, only got the 1 out in the 5th inning, so it was a tough finish for Martin Perez, who in the first 3 innings was really good. But 3 strikeouts, allowed just an infield hit, and a single to center. Looked like he was in command, but the 4th and 5th innings got away from him.
And those 8 earned runs with the other 2 coming around to score, that ties a career high for Martin Perez. That is the 4th time that he's done that.
The Shields rifles this one out to left field. Ranging over for it is Rickard. Really nice sliding catch. Takes a hit away from Delino.
A good play here by Joey Rickard. And this ball looked like it might have died on him a little bit as you see him start to come back and dive in. Or he might have just been trying to get around this ball and thinking he didn't have a chance to catch it at first, but nice recovery and a really good play.
So good defense today, really. We've seen it in the outfield on both sides. There's Elvis Andrus. Watches one in the dirt. We're talking about the trend for Martin Perez today. Started real strong and then it eluded him in the last couple of innings. Wade Miley, meanwhile, first 9 batters he faced today, he needed 45 pitches. The next 9 batters needed 37, so getting a little more efficient as it wears on. 1-1 on Andrus.
That's a good changeup and a fastball count from Wade Miley.
Bouncer third base, and that one by Machado into left field. Andrus is on. Gallo stops at second base. That's twice today we have seen one sneak past Manny Machado. The first one was scored a base hit. That was by Carlos Gomez in the 3rd inning. Waiting for a scoring decision here. See what we have for Elvis. But that ball hit hard, just like Gomez's. Machado looking. He'd like to know as well.
I'm thinking this is going to go down as an error. We'll see. The way he kind of backed off the baseball as well. Yep, there it is.
An error.
He got caught in between, let that ball play him.
Couple of men on now, and here's Manny, Nomar Machado.
Check out
look again.
Machado. You see him as he tried to catch and turn at the same time, and you know, it's easy to say, well, he should have got in front of that ball, but he's trying to take it clean so he could turn a double play. And unfortunately for him, he was unable to come up with it. But fortunately for the Rangers, he did not.
Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count on Mazar. Nomar walked his last time up and has scored one of the 2 Rangers runs today. 2 runs on 4 hits with 1 error. Rangers have stranded 3. Orioles 9 runs, 10 hits, and error now, and they have left 2. I'm hoping to see Mazara keep that hot bat going today, and this really is a great spot for him here with a couple of men on. Rangers need to take advantage of just about every opportunity they get at this point. The pitch to Mazzara. He swings and misses. It's 2-2.
It's a good sweeping slider from Wade Miley. The velocity on that pitch has been a little bit higher today than what he has shown over the course of the season. That pitch would average around 84. We've seen that thing 87 to 89, so I don't know if he's tightened it up a little bit. It's been a little bit of a different looking pitch.
Oh, full count now. And he's bumping up on 100 pitches here all of a sudden. This one will be number 99. Gallo at second, Andrus at first base. Infield is back with one out. Infield straight away, fairly deep. The 3-2. That one off of his foot foul. We'll do it again. Well, a great day, very memorable day here at Globe Life Park. The history made by that man, Adrian Beltre, who waits on deck. Last time up, last inning, came through with a double, hit number 3,000. This ball hit well into center field, but Jones back on it. Not going to carry for Mazzara. Adam Jones makes the catch. Gallo tags at second, heads to third, but there are two away.
Third baseman, Adrian Beltre.
Let's go back to Adrian Beltre just an inning ago. A double that he hit down the line. A reaction from the fans, the moment that they have been waiting for. And this other view here from his family, that's the view that they had. We've seen it so many times, and then Adrian Beltre acknowledging the fans, thanking them, and what a cool shot. Look at that smile. 3,000 hits. Let's get it going. 3,001. Now it's about knocking guys off that list. Or I shouldn't say knocking them off, knocking them down. Well, great respect to all those in front of Adrian Beltre, of course. We want to see our guy climb that ladder.
Well, he's currently a flat-footed tie for 30th all time with Roberto Clemente. Clemente, whose career ended, his final at-bat was his 3,000th hit. But Adrian could pass him with a safety here. Gallo third, Andrus at first base. And swinging that one down the right side, foul, out of play. And there's your list. So Al Kaline, the next target. Kaline, by the way, got his 3,000th hit against the Orioles. The only other on that list to do it against Baltimore. He and Beltre straight out of common.
A one-time 20-year-old batting champion.
Yeah.
1955. Great Al Kaline.
Inside. Beltre tippy-toes out of the way, 2-1. Well, he's already provided the one thing most came here to see, and now he can provide a base hit to score some more runs. And he takes a strike. It's 2-2. This ball hit out to center field. Jones started back, comes on, and makes the catch. So Beltre retired. So too are the Rangers. In the fifth, they leave two more. Sixth inning is next.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is in full swing.
Shovel.
Mulch.
Brick pavers.
Fence post.
Concrete.
We're good.
And wood for my castle.
We got it.
And a slide and a drawbridge.
Take on summer right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now with summer's hottest offer on Ford F-150. Get 0% for 60 months plus an additional $1,000 on top of your trade-in. During the Ford Summer Sales Event, get 0 for 60 plus an additional $1,000 trade assist cash on the 5-star safety-rated F-150 at your Texas Ford dealer.
is crucial. Every win needs survival.
Don't let that team stand in the way!
Pac-12, Big 12, and now Big 10 football. This fall on Fox and FS1.
Fox Sports Southwest presents the safe days of summer.
I can't think of one reason to drive without a seatbelt. There's simply no excuse. Seatbelts save lives.
Hey, Texas, the first thing you should do when you get in your vehicle is buckle up and make sure everyone else does too. Fines are expensive if anyone in your vehicle is caught not wearing one. Buckle up, Texas. There's no excuse. Every trip, every time. It could save your life. It's all part of the safe days of summer from Fox Sports Southwest.
See what the Rangers have in store for Seattle tomorrow on Fox Sports Southwest.
Welcome back to Globe Life Park. Your Texas Rangers down 7 as Adrian Beltre gets to 3,000 hits. I'm Rick Renner with your Chevy Game Break. Let's go to Detroit. The Tigers all over the Houston Astros today, namely Justin Upton, a grand slam, 4 for 5, 6 RBIs. Justin Verlander enjoying the run support. Tigers whoop up on the Astros 13-1, the final. Now back to Dave and CJ across the diamond.
All right, thanks, Rick. Here we go, 6th inning. 9-2, Baltimore. And Jeremy Jeffress will deal with Craig Gentry, 9th place hitter, who lines the first pitch into center field. That's a base hit. Well, we've enjoyed our one big moment here today, the hit by Adrian Beltre. Pudge, in his induction speech earlier today, a really neat moment as he recognized his older brother, Tito.
My brother Tito. Wow. There are many nights, just like when we are kids, it's me and him playing our own version of baseball with Sando and some rolled-up tape. Not only that, it's what he did with me, what he did for me. He was my coach. He called me pretty much every day. Talk about baseball, talk about my hitting, talk about my defense. Love you, man. And this is yours too.
Very cool. Talking about his older brother Tito, a couple of years older than Pudge. Toss over to first now, checking in on Craig Gentry. The older brother, man. It's such a key for so many great athletes.
No doubt about it. The one that you always look up to, the one that pushes you, the one that pushes you down once in a while when you're younger, of course. And kind of teaching you to get back up, keep fighting, keep working. Pudge certainly appreciates that.
Little squibber out to the mound. Jeffress goes to second for 1. The relay not in time. But a really nifty play to get the lead man.
Well, this was a nice job by Jeremy Jeffress to go ahead and be aggressive, try to get the lead runner. Take a look at the high home view here. Watch him as he catches his ball. Does a nice job of keeping his feet moving. So important. And then you get Rudy Odor still trying to turn that and get up over the runner. Pretty amazing right here. And, you know, we've had these second base slide rules, and that's a clean slide, no doubt about it. Just see Gentry kind of protecting himself.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, but that rule, that's what I was going to bring up. Holding the bag, I feel like that has just gone away. That is part of the rule. You have to be able to hold the bag after the fact, but that rule has been ignored. It started last year where it started being ignored more and more. Major League Baseball had talked about, oh, we haven't seen nearly as many controversies at second base. We haven't seen nearly as many plays that were overturned because guys were getting used to the slide system. I remember thinking at the time when they were talking about this, yeah, but you've also stopped calling that. Like, that part of the rule has changed, even though it is written that you have to be able to hold the bag.
Yeah, they didn't change the language, did they?
It has not changed in the language at all. But for some reason, I've noticed a trend in which, and this is going back to about the middle of last year, that is not being called all of a sudden. Because you're right, part of that rule, those bona fide slides, is that you have to hold the bag.
Yeah, it's like one of 4 stipulations in that rule. You can't go past the bag.
Not, but
there's an automatic double play when that happens.
Yep. Got to slide before you make contact or before reaching the base. You are able and attempt to reach the base with your hand or foot. Is able and attempts to remain on the base.
Now, wait a minute. Whoa. Is able to, what? And attempts to?
That's the language.
Okay, so then
after the completion of the slide.
But so that's fine.
But could he have still reached it?
Well, I don't know.
That has to be the question. Like, had in that situation Gentry reached back, did he go too far where he could not have reached the base? That really would be the judgment call in that spot.
Okay, so that seems like a tweak to me, because I thought it was simply if you went past the bag, lost contact with it going through, that was violation of that stipulation. So I didn't realize the way that reads, able to, etc. It doesn't say that you have to.
So that would have been the call there. And obviously, Jeff Bannister didn't have an issue with it. They didn't see a reason to necessarily change it. All that's fine. The arm is up just to protect himself in that spot. I think it's all fine. The question is, as he's past the bag and already slid past it, would he have been able to still reach the bag? I think that's where the judgment call comes in, and the Rangers did not see fit in challenging that.
Now the 2-2 to Manny Machado, and it is outside. It's full count. Machado made an error at third base last half inning. Not the type of thing you see very often. Beltre also made an error in the top half of that fifth inning. Would not have expected to see that. Two of the great defensive third basemen in the game as Machado takes ball 4 and he heads down to first. So a couple of men on and nobody out here in the 6th inning. This is Beltre's big day. It's also Pudge's big day. Ivan Rodriguez inducted into the Hall of Fame today, but Pudge took some time out this weekend to congratulate his buddy Adrian on today's great accomplishment.
Adrian, this is Pudge here in Cooperstown, and I wanted to congratulate you on your 3,000 hit. Well deserved. You're a great man, especially you're a great player, but also you are a great man on the field and in the clubhouse and with me. So congratulations, and I can't wait to see you next week.
Pretty cool.
A man who needs no introduction introduces himself over there. I love that for Pudge. That is fantastic.
Good point.
Because he's thinking about the other guy, right? So kind of wanting to put it all on Adrian. Just let everybody know, hey, by the way, that is Pudge Rodriguez, in case you didn't know. We love having him when we get him on the broadcast, doing pre and post. Looking forward to getting him back. Quite a group that went up to watch the ceremony. Up over 100 guests that all flew up together with the Rangers.
Check swing to count 0-2. Well, we had another person who wants to congratulate Adrian Beltre. How about Chipper Jones via Twitter? So happy for Adrian Beltre on his quest for 3,000 hits. Awesome player, even better dude. Congrats, AB. You deserve it. Enjoy them. What?
Real CJ? Come on, man.
2-strike pitch. Bouncer left side. That one is through for Scope. Around third base is Jones. DeShields bobbles it for a moment, so there will be no play. Scope with the RBI single, and it's 10-2 Baltimore.
Scope continues to swing a hot bat. Good player. We've talked about him a lot. Not a bad pitch. Ball's down and away with some good movement. Slider there from Jeffress, but unfortunately Delano DeShields doesn't come up with it cleanly. I'm not sure it would have made much of a difference anyway. With Adam Jones running, good base runner. Talk about Chipper Jones. I play with Chipper in Atlanta. Pretty close to each other now in that area. First spring training, there was only one that I spent with him in 04. Comes up to me, and he felt it necessary to tell me that he had his first ever right-handed home run off of me.
Oh, yeah.
So I had no idea. And it was 9 years earlier in 1995. Those how our relationship started. Well, good for you. Thanks for telling me.
Well, I'm sure.
Now I know.
It seems like a bit of information you might be happy to know.
That's the negative. I don't care. That's a good dude. He'll be making his way to Cooperstown as well. Talking about great third baseman and played the game. Chipper Jones certainly one of them.
I assumed that he had cleared that Twitter handle with you, the real CJ.
I allowed it. Reluctantly. Because it doesn't say CJ on his baseball reference page. If you're going to go all the way in.
Bouncer at third base. Beltre to second one. Odor relays it to first. Double play. And that ends the inning. Mancini bounces into the 5-4-3. Beltre gets it done defensively. And we head to the bottom of the 6th inning.
All right, we're back with one of the best dunkers in basketball. His name is Zach LaVine.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, enough with the jibber jab. Let's roll Zach's top 10 dunks. Okay. Oh, look at that.
Hachi, chachi, dunky, reeny.
Guys, these aren't my dunks. These are sandwiches.
Welcome to our house, Zach.
That's right. We live here. You live here with the sandwiches?
No, I have a home and a wife and a child. I live here with the sandwiches.
Try the new Dunked Ultimate Chicken Sandwich in 3 bold flavors and get half-price shakes and ice cream slushes after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
I've been driving all night, hands wet on the wheel. There's a voice in my head that drives my heel. We got a thing that's cold, red out of love. We got away in the air. Radar love.
Keep the good vibes of a great road trip going with a fully updated yet still low-priced Motel 6. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Water, internet. We need it to live. But what we don't need are surprises, like extra monthly fees. I See You fee played by legendary actress Angelica Houston.
You got me, Mark.
We just want fast internet for one simple rate. For all the streaming and the shopping and the newsing, but most of all, for the this.
Internet for one everyday simple price and no extra monthly fees. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Texas Rangers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rangers Baseball, LLC.
All right, time for the Sonic Slam Inning, brought to you by Sonic Drive-In. Our jackpot today, $1,300 plus dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. And we are rooting for Martha Kristen from Fort Worth. If a Ranger hits a home run this inning, Martha wins $1,300. If they hit a grand slam, she wins an additional $25,000. Good luck, Martha. If a Ranger is going to do it, they're going to do it against Darren O'Day, at least it would appear.
Darren O'Day getting ready to pitch his 39th game of the year. ERA very high for him. This is a guy who's had a very nice career. Very consistent, but this year getting away from him just a little bit. You see that funky arm angle. He's done a really nice job against lefties. 159 batting average against, 241 against righties. Fastball sits around 88, slider around 81 miles per hour. There's that first slider.
Napoli, Ruben Odor, Carlos Gomez in the 6th inning, 10-2 Baltimore. An historic day today for this Rangers franchise. Fans, executives, personnel spread out all over the place. It's now 1-1 on Napoli. So many up in Cooperstown.
You said you've been there, right?
I have, as a kid.
Oh, as a kid, okay.
It's been a while.
Do you know that hotel? I'm going to say the name wrong, where they all stay. It's called the Octus. It's like, I'm going to butcher it and just completely embarrass myself here.
I'm afraid I'll be no help.
Otasaga Hotel, you know what I'm talking about?
Yep. No, I know. I hear him say it all the time, but
pretty cool, man.
You've been.
So we did the Hall of Fame game. They don't do it anymore. Where they used to take active teams, and you'd go up there, and there'd be an exhibition game on an off day. So I did it once as a member of the Braves. I did it once as a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates, where you go up there and you kind of hang out. It's really cool. Then I played in that game later, because now they've changed it where just alumni play in that game over the summer. I did it once as an alumnus as well. But we did as a player, you would stay in that hotel. It's really cool, man. And you heard John Radigan talking about just kind of a throwback a little bit. Norman Rockwell painting. I think that's certainly a really good way to describe Cooperstown. But that hotel, if you can, you're never going to be able to stay there during the Hall of Fame induction. No chance that you're getting in there.
I don't think if I told them I know you.
Well, no. Then they wouldn't let you in the city, period.
You gave up the first home run right-handed to Chipper Jones.
Big moment. I'll tell you what, though. I'm racking up some Hall of Fame former teammates.
Napoli goes down looking to start the 6th inning. One away.
It's 7 now, if I'm not mistaken. They got a chance at 11 or 12.
Wow.
A couple of those dummies are not getting in. Some mistakes that they made. But yeah. that going for me.
Well, here's Rougned Odor, 1 for 2. Rugi with the 2-run double back in the 4th inning. That is the Rangers' offense so far. 2 runs, 4 hits for Texas. O'Day misses outside with ball 1. Darren O'Day in relief of Wade Miley. Miley went 5 innings, gave up a couple of runs on 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 5.
O'Day is the guy. His name has come up as potential trade bait. We've talked a lot about the Baltimore Orioles and maybe trading from a strength. Bullpen is their strength. The issue with O'Day at 34 years old is he has 2 more years after this one on his contract at $9 million a year. And you start to see him have a little bit of an off year. That might be a harder guy to move. There's been some talk about Brad Brock, Zach Britton as well. The trading deadline tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern. For the non-waiver trading deadline, which confuses some people, but this is the only time in which you can make trades free and clear. After 4 o'clock on Monday, if you want to try to trade a player, he would have to pass through waivers first, which means any of the other 29 teams could put a claim on him just to block that trade. Now, the risk in putting a claim on somebody is if the team that's trying to trade that player, yeah, go ahead, take him, if the contract is too high. You always run that risk a little bit. Right. Now the team can pull him back. Let's just say a guy goes through waivers, a team claims him, the team that owns that player can then pull him back, and then nothing happens. But if you clear, you can be traded.
Yeah, so the team who puts the player on waivers can pull him back.
Yep.
But the team that claims the guy on waivers cannot all of a sudden
never mind,
get religion to say, no, I was joking.
No, you
Once you put that claim on it, if they let it go, you're sunk. You got it.
So that's why you could see potentially maybe a guy like O'Day as an example with a high contract clearing waivers.
Fly ball, deep center field. Jones is back, looks up, it's gone. A lightning bolt from Rougned Odor out over the center field fence. 21st home run of the year. And he has driven in all 3 Rangers runs this afternoon.
What a great at-bat here by Rougned Odor. Gets way ahead in the count 3-0. Then things get even 3-2. It should be 3-2. And then O'Day just throws him a fastball down the middle. Big lead, trying to throw strikes. And it's an impressive home run by Rougned Odor. That kind of right-handed pitcher with that kind of movement, the ball's tailing away. You start to pull off that thing, that's going to turn into a ground ball. He stays right up the middle and crushes that thing in center field.
Well, it's also over $1,300 for Martha Kristen in Fort Worth. She wins our Sonic Slam inning. So congratulations, nice. Martha.
Jumping up and down, screaming right now in the living room?
Yes, I would think so. We talk about historic days. We talk about memorable days. Martha's not forgetting this one. Gomez swings through that one, and it is 1-1.
So are you a guy, you win money, kind of free money, weren't expecting it? Are you sensible?
Yes.
You are?
Yes, I am.
Boring. You don't just go out there and just like, you know what?
No.
After taxes, I don't know, I got $800 to go blow.
No.
Let's just go do it. No?
No, I do.
Really?
There's a swing and a miss. Strike 2 on Gomez. So that is your philosophy, though, right?
Probably. I shouldn't say that for sure. Probably. Okay. That's how I trade. I told you, once in a while I'll get a random residual check from SAG. So 42 or pitch. Very small rolls in both of those, and ones will come surprisingly out of nowhere, never expecting it. And so we just kind of treat it as free money. A lot of times those checks are like $40.
Sure.
And it's not a big deal.
Gomez strikes out swinging, 2 away in the 6th inning.
Try to turn them into a dinner once in a while, get one that might be a couple $100. Could do something fun like that.
I'm prepared for tomorrow, buddy. Good for you.
Right to the 401k.
Right to the 401k. There's Robinson Chirinos. I mean, might spend a nickel here or there, but I'm not I'm not turning it right back around. Let's put it that way.
Feeding the economy.
Sure. When the economy starts feeding me, then we'll talk. Chirinos with a strikeout and a fly out today. Rangers trailing 10-3.
Well, Martha, if you're listening, don't listen. Oh, Dave
Martha.
Raymond, go have yourself a little bit of fun. At least half of it, maybe 50%.
Get an extra tater tot.
Yep.
At Sonic, and then we'll save the rest for another special time. 1-1 to Robinson Chirinos. Joey Gallo waits on deck. Rangers still with a little time in this thing. And they're into the bullpen. But typically, when playing the Orioles, that is not where you want to be. That's not where you're going to find a whole lot of success.
I don't know how, Wade Miley would look at this outing. It's a good one in the sense that it's 5 innings, just 2 runs, only had 1 walk, punched out 5 Rangers. He does hand it over the bullpen, but you're talking earlier about the 200-inning threshold and how players are taking at least a little bit more pride in that, trying to get there. Wade Miley was staked to a nice lead, but that pitch count just got up there too high. I'm sure you'd like to have found a way to squeeze out maybe 1 more, but you said it. You turn it over to this bullpen. Even in the 6th inning, you're pretty confident it could turn into a W.
Check swing, or was it? Now he went around. Chris Sigel rings up Chirinos. O'Day strikes out the side in the 6th, but Rougned Odor, a solo home run. He's driven in all 3 Rangers runs so far this afternoon. We go to the 7th.
Best catcher, in my opinion, of all time. You were a base runner and you feared him behind the plate, whether he was going to pick you off or not. And just couldn't be more proud to wear the uniform that he wore for such a long time. Congratulations, Pudge. Well-deserved and greater things ahead.
On Saturday, August 12th, get a Powerade Walmart Pudge Rodriguez Baseball Hall of Fame bobblehead. To get your tickets and to see a list of all the activities, go to TexasRangers.com/Pudge.
Monday Night Hoops is here on FS1.
Holy mackerel! What a game!
The Big Three continues as basketball's greatest legends take it to the court.
He's a big shot maker. Oh, my goodness!
Chauncey Billups, Allen Iverson, and Rashard Lewis keep the action going in a 3-on-3 battle for the championship. The Big Three is changing the game. Monday night at 8 on FS1.
I just want to say I am thrilled to be your new captain. I want this to be an efficient ship, but also one that you're glad to be serving on.
Captain, we've just detected a Krill destroyer entering orbit.
Give me the device, or I will destroy your ship.
Sorry, can you move like 2 steps to your right? It's just a lot of dead space there. Just perfect. Yeah, sorry, you were just very weirdly framed.
What? The Orville premieres September 10th on Fox.
This should be a really fun trip for all of us.
Watch Inside Cowboys Training Camp nightly on Fox Sports Southwest.
It is now time for the Unlimited Baseball Break, which is brought to you by T-Mobile. Check out the Chicago Cubs, 12-3. Since the All-Star break, they are now leading that National League Central. Sonny Gray, scratch from today's start. Scheduled to start, though, against the Twins. And Jaime Garcia, how you doing? 3 teams in just a matter of a couple of weeks. He was traded from the Twins to the Yankees. 2nd time in the last 6 days. Actually, not even less than 1 week for him. Already looking nice in the NY. So the Yankees find themselves at least 1 starter. The rumored mill still turning. Maybe the 2nd will be in the works. Sonny Gray was rumored. Potential Yankee target, of course, all those rumors surrounding Darvish as well.
Well, we're less than 24 hours away from the trade deadline, right?
We are, yeah. We are 23 hours and 15 minutes away, actually. No, 22 hours and 15 minutes. We're in Central Time. Here we go. It's math time.
I was going to say. You were the calculator again. Yeah, so it's interesting because, you commonly hear, well, we're waiting for the Sonny Gray deal to get done because then the dominoes fall from there. Well, let's go. I mean, he's going to have time. Chris Davis leading off this 7th inning. 10-3 Baltimore. 10 runs on 12 hits. So they've once again brought out the whooping sticks. They have at times put up some big numbers this season against the Rangers, and it's now 2-2. Davis, of course, has been injured off and on this year. 53 home runs in 2013 at 47 home runs 2 years ago. Even last year, a down year, had 38 home runs. But this year, because of the injury time, etc., he's been limited to this point anyway. We're just about to turn the calendar to August, and he has 17 home runs. Strikeouts have still been there, 115 of those, and he bounces this one on the ground to the right side. Odor picks it up, throws him out, one away.
I saw Chris Davis as he left the box there, looked a little bit uncomfortable. Now he looks like he's jogging okay there, but check out throughout the at-bat here. You see him take a swing. You see him kind of reach down and grab that left hamstring just a little bit, and then when he puts this ball in play, same kind of thing, a little bit of a stumble there. So you wonder if Chris Davis is feeling something in that left hamstring. Or mentioned Mark Trumbo was scratched today. There was a last-minute lineup change. He had done something to his back. Doesn't sound like it's anything too serious, but in the weight room. And we talk about the 4 and 5 hitters here with the Baltimore Orioles, Chris Davis and Mark Trumbo. Even though they're deep in their lineup, those are 2 huge pieces. But no trainers talking to Chris Davis, so we'll assume that he'll stay in this game.
Big swing and a miss by Castillo, who homered his last time up. It's 1-1. This one lifted in the air, left field. Beltre with a long run into foul ground. So is Andrews. Elvis is there. 2 away. Hey, you don't want to miss Star Wars post-game fireworks show. It's going to be Friday, September 1st. Coming out to the ballpark, the Angels and Rangers. And then stick around to enjoy a post-game fireworks show set to the music of Star Wars. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972-RANGERS. We're talking about great soundtracks that have stood the test of time. No doubt about it. Star Wars has.
You Star Wars guy as a kid?
Not really.
No?
I mean, I went to the first one, really enjoyed it. Went to the second ones, and whatever, it was fine. But I was not a big Star Wars guy.
I watched him in person as a kid. Waited on those long lines.
Who'd you dress up as?
No dressing up. We didn't do that in those days. That's for the convention goers.
I don't know.
Empire Strikes Back.
I see you in a nice big heavy robe. And
it's a negative. I feel like I'm wearing a heavy robe right now. I got a polo on.
Hair's moving better in here, though. That fan helps. 2-1.
I think I had it pointed towards you too much. I'll make a little adjustment here.
2 outs here. Jeffress pitched the 6th inning. Got the final couple of outs of the 5th inning. And so we've seen this a lot now lately, where last night talked about Tony Barnett going 3 scoreless. Jeffress on Wednesday went 2 1/3. And here he is again today, trying to go 2 2/3. So Jeff Bannister getting some length out of a couple of his bullpen arms lately. Check swing, and he went around to a strikeout, rather, of Rickard. And that, if you can believe it, is the first strikeout this afternoon for Jeremy Jeffress. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning.
So why do your low fares come with 2 free bags, unlike the other guys?
'Cause I know I can treat you better.
Why do your low fares stay so low?
'Cause I know I can treat you better.
Why am I wasting time with that other airline?
When you should be with me instead.
Yes. What? Southwest.
Hey, Dallas, say yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Food, water, internet. We need it to live. But what we don't need are surprises, like extra monthly fee played by legendary actress Angelica Houston.
You got me, Mark.
We just want fast in the shopping and the newsing, but most of all, for the this.
Internet for one everyday simple price and no extra monthly fees.
At Coors, we built the most powerful solar array at any one brewery in the country, producing 22 million beers each year, powered by the sun. Coors Light, whatever you're not, climb on.
You know what I could go for right now? Some sweet barbecue.
More spicy.
We got a premium!
Here, try my barbecue bacon cheeseburger with your choice of sweet or spicy barbecue sauce topped with bacon and onion rings.
Oh, thanks, Jack.
Piece of cake.
Oh, Jack.
You crave it, we serve it. My new sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger combo for $4.99.
Rangers baseball is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer now during the Ford Summer Sales Event and see why Ford is the best in Texas. Well, on behalf of Major League Baseball, we salute all of Cooperstown, New York on its Hall of Fame weekend and offer congratulations to this year's award winners into the 2017 National Baseball Hall of Fame and their families. The Texas Rangers congratulate Ivan Rodriguez on his induction into the Hall of Fame. And this is how today's moment and speech ended for Pudge this afternoon.
Dream big, and I know that those dreams do sometimes come true. Well, look at me. The kid hanging from that rope, the kid they call Pudge, I am here on this stage, in this special place, this baseball heaven called Cooperstown, and my dream has become a reality. Thank you all so very much. God bless you all, and God bless baseball.
And nicely done, Pudge. Hall of Fame speech for a Hall of Famer. That's pretty cool. We go to the bottom of the seventh here. Rangers getting a look now at Brad Brock.
And Brad Brock having a very nice year. Look at that sub-1 whip for him on the season. 46 strikeouts to just 13 walks. It's a good arm fastball that averages 95 miles an hour. Got a slider sits around 86. A changeup as well. At 87 miles an hour. Has dominated lefties, even though he's a right-handed reliever. 132 batting average against, 224 against the righties.
So he comes up and in on Joey Gallo. He'll have Gallo and then the top of the order.
Very interesting when you look at this bullpen. We talk about what a good one that it is. With Brad Brock, a righty. Michael Givens, a righty. Darren O'Day, a righty. All sub-200 batting averages against left-handed hitters. Do a really nice job, and more often than not, that means that you have a good changeup or you have really good movement on your fastball that you can run away from those lefties. But very impressive. You know, sometimes teams will struggle to have that good go-to lefty in their bullpen, which the Orioles are not one of those teams. They got good lefties in their bullpen as well. 3 of them total. One of the best in Zach Britton, but they also have righties that do a really nice job. So what that does for Buck Showalter, it gives him that nice comfort level of not necessarily having to play matchups as much. And when close, tight games and you're facing a really good left-handed hitter, yeah, you like having a left-handed pitcher that maybe has the good breaking ball. But we got good arms like Brad Brock and Michael Givens, Darren O'Day. You can leave them in there against lefties.
2 to Joey Gallo. Gallo's had some decent swings today. Hits this ball sharply foul. And the ball girl got on her in a hurry. Talking about the hot corners at third base. And sometimes even for first baseman when you have left-handers like Gallo up there. Well, I'll tell you what, for the ball girls, a little bit deeper down the line, sometimes it could be a hot corner down there.
And Joey Gallo hitting, absolutely. You think about some of the power bats of this lineup. Got to be ready down there. And in there.
And in the dugouts, yeah.
Some Choo-Choo gets out of the way. Say, hey, man, come on, it's supposed to be my off day today. Leave me alone. He's still laying down on that bench.
Well, I was going to say, he laid down on that bench and probably said, oh, that's a little more comfortable than I thought. I might just...
Well, he just got up and waved off out. Joey Gallo, said, I'm done. There's no way to treat a teammate.
Three-two pitch. And Joey fouls off another. Now Gallo yesterday had the average up over 200 at 201, but went 0 for 3. Yesterday was the day where I looked down once I penciled in the lineup. Everybody had at least a 200 batting average, and I'm not sure that might not be the only day this year. As Gallo takes strike 3 call. I have a word with Chris Siegel, does not agree.
And Joey Gallo didn't like it. He thought it was down. We'll take a look at this pitch right now, and you see the setup there below the zone. Actually, an argument that the ball might have been away as opposed to down. It's good, but we know Joey works so hard at pitch recognition, strike zone recognition. And when you're sitting there and you're grinding and you feel like you've done a good job and you let a pitch go by that should have been ball 4. A 9-pitch at bat, you don't get the call that you think you should be getting. That's some extra frustration out of there for Joey Gallo. I think he had a good case.
So now Delano to Shields, and he takes ball 1. Thought Delano had a hit in the 5th inning. A sinking liner out there to left center field, but a great defensive play by Rickard took it away from him. Rangers with just 5 hits this afternoon against Wade Miley, Darren O'Day, and now Brad Brach. Strike call 1-1 the count. I want to run something by. I ran into Brach when we were in Baltimore. At the time, he was still acting as the closer for this team. And we're talking about the idea of being a closer versus being a setup man. He took over the closer role when Britton was hurt, did a decent job, and then ran into a little bit of trouble. Blew a couple of saves, and I said things were starting to get a little hairy for him. He figured it back out again, and he really did a nice job in Britton's absence. But he made an observation that I thought was pretty interesting as he strikes out to Shields for out number 2. And so that was, he says, you know, I realized when I'm up there pitching these guys in the 9th inning that they treat it differently. Forget, about what we're doing as closers or relievers. He says, they're different hitters. Because so when I go about pitching a guy a certain way, because that's what the scouting report said, he said, they're shortening up. They're fouling off pitches. They're doing things differently. And I'm trying to pitch to them and set them up in a certain way. But my setup pitch now, or my out pitch, they're just fouling away. And then I'm getting backed into bad counts, and I'm getting hit hard. And so I decided that I had to go back to just going after guys, being aggressive, and, not pitching to, 1 or 2 pitches down the line, setting guys up. And he said, you know, that's the thing about closing. The hitters are different. The game is just different in that 9th inning. Nobody wants to be the last out.
It's interesting.
And they fight harder.
It's interesting that he picked up on that. I never experienced that or really put much thought into that because there are just as big of at-bats that happen in the 7th and 8th inning, especially if you're in the middle of the order. But he obviously picked up on something, noticed it a little bit differently. We always talk about the 9th inning and whether or not everybody can pitch that 9th inning. Can you take really great setup men and put them in that spot? And the conversation almost always turns back to, well, what do you make of the moment? Right? If you tell yourself this is such a huge moment, this is different than the 8th inning, I have to be different, the hitters look different, you can talk yourself into maybe some rougher outings than need to be.
Well, he gets a 1-2-3 7th inning on that bounce out by Andrews. Looks good in the 7th, sends this game to the 8th inning with the Rangers trail by 7.
Steve bought the responsible 2017 Corolla. That's because Steve makes good decisions, except when he picked up that stray cat. The Corolla comes standard with advanced safety features and loads of tech, making it a great decision. Unlike... Oh, Steve. The 2017 Corolla. Always a good decision.
Right now, get $2,000 customer cash, or qualified lessees can lease a stylish new 2017 Corolla LE for only $179 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Where's Gary?
Saved money on motorcycle insurance with Geico. Going up the country. Later, Gary.
Wonderful.
Great rates for great rides.
Here's a way to be really cool. Thanks to TXU Energy's newest plan, free nights and solar days. Cool every night with free nights. Cool every day with solar days. With renewable energy from solar farms. Panel free, worry free. 100% free every night. 100% solar every day, all year long. TXU Energy free nights and solar days. Two great things in one great plan. How cool is that? Only from TXU Energy for home and business.
And he hits a line drive down the line, a diving attempt, and what a way for Adrian Beltre to begin his big league career.
The 3-0. Bouncer, base hit into left field. Around second, heading to third, Mazzara. Beltre goes for 2, and it's a stand-up double. And there it is, number 3,000 for Adrian Beltre. Well, that happened quickly. He went from 1 to 3,000 in the span of seconds. What a day.
How fitting, too, against left-handers, both of those, number 1 and number 3,000. Adrian Beltre came into this one a .295 hitter against lefties over the course of his career, and nearly 3,000 plate appearances. I just think it was super neat that it was 3-0. First ever double on a 3-0 count. 13th 3-0 hit of his career.
Hard ground ball, first base side. Gallo right there to smother it. Puts out Ruben Tejada, 1 away in the 8th inning. Now Drew Robinson has come into play center field this inning. Brett Nicholas checks in at catcher. And you just saw the initial offerings of Jason Grilli.
And there's that arsenal from Jason Grilli. Still a good fastball at 40 years old. The slider is the go-to when it comes to a secondary offering, and an occasional changeup. We don't see it very often from Jason. Came over, of course, from the Toronto Blue Jays. They traded a couple of weeks ago, and he's been a really nice addition. First and foremost, his ability to help out as a right-handed arm coming out of that pen, but also serving in that mentor role a little bit. It's a very young bullpen here in Texas, and not young necessarily in ages. You got a couple of 30-year-olds and guys in their 30s like Tony Barnett and Matt Bush, but guys are only a couple years into their big league career.
Bouncing ball right side. Grilli's going to have to cover. Odor feeds him at first, and he gets there just in time to beat Gentry. Very quick down the line, but Grilli gets there 2 away.
Jason Grilli, never a guy to lack emotion at all. Gets excited regardless. Doesn't matter what the score is. Always all the way in. As you take a look at Joey Gallo. Look how far over Joey Gallo range to try to get to this ball. He realized he couldn't get it, and so Jason Grilli covers and gets there just in time. And I will tell you this is, for me, always one of my least favorite plays as a pitcher. The 4-1, the angle of the throw, and a lot of times it has to happen fast, so the throw is going to be pretty firm. Jason does a nice job catching that ball and still getting that right foot on the back. That is not an easy play for a pitcher.
So he gets 2 very quick outs on just 4 pitches, and now Adam Jones, top of the 8th inning, 10-3 Baltimore. Jones 0 for 4, has scored a run. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th inning. Fouls this one away. The count 0-2. Well, it was 4 runs in the 4th inning, 5 runs in the 5th inning for Baltimore, and then they added another in that 6th. They're looking for their 50th win of the year against currently 54 losses. Should the Rangers not find a way to come back, they too will be 50 and 54. Check swing, and did he go? No. First base umpire Mike Everett.
Take a look at the side here. Adam Jones. Yep. Barely holds up. Tries to pull it back.
So Grilli ahead 1-2, and he strikes him out swinging. So Jones down quickly in the 8th inning, and it's a 1-2-3 for Jason Grilli. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Rangers offense running short on time. Need to get something going. Heart of the order coming when we come back.
It's triple-digit season out here, and you probably won't crack open a light beer and suddenly find yourself in an intense yet refreshing snowstorm. No. You brought your own snow and plenty of Shiner Light Blonde.
Stream Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Go.
It's 7 p.m. on a weekday, and you are not on a luxury yacht enjoying a light beer with those actors from That One Thing. No, it's just a weekday at 7. You've got a hot streak and a cold Shiner Light Blonde.
Don't miss the 2017 MLS All-Star Game, presented by Target. Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
Kids at a Nancy Lieberman basketball camp learn to shoot better. Nancy makes sure their defense improves, but her instruction will help them even if they never pick up another basketball.
We teach kids to dream big. We believe if you put your mind to it, you can achieve it. It's the most important lesson they can learn.
Help your children learn hoops and life. Sign them up at NancyLiebermanCharities.org. Sponsored by World Ventures.
See what the Rangers have in store for Seattle tomorrow on Fox Sports Southwest.
And welcome back to Globe Life Park. The Rangers looking for a big rally here in the bottom of the 8th. Rick Renner with your Chevy game break. The Rangers will see the Minnesota Twins this coming week. Minnesota desperately trying to stay in the wild card race, and this will help Eduardo Escobar with a 2-run jack, his 10th. It's 5-3 Twins in the 6th. Oakland's Sonny Gray, scratched from today's start on the A side, expected to be traded, guys. Back to Dave and CJ.
Yeah, Rick, everybody's just kind of waiting for that tidbit of information. Like, to whom? As we go to the bottom of the 8th. Miguel Castro, slender right-hander, coming on the pitch.
Tall but a plus arm for Castro. Good fastball, averages 95 miles an hour, throws a slider and a changeup as well. He's got good splits. Mentioned the 3 righties in this Orioles bullpen that have those sub 200 batting averages against lefties. Well, Castro right there just above the 200 mark at 212. He's done a very nice job for them this year. Not a big strikeout guy, despite the fact that he has a big arm. Just 4.1 strikeouts per 9 innings. League average is just above 8.
Well, he challenges Mazzara with strike 1 and then gets him to swing over the top of that one. And quickly an 0-2 hole. Brett Brock, a scoreless 7th inning. A couple of strikeouts. O'Day struck out the side in his inning of relief, but did give up the home run to Odor. One just missed. Castro ready to go. He's not messing around. Has the baseball back and he wants to throw it. Zara fouls that one off. The count 1-2. So bottom of the 8th inning, Rangers down by 7. Seen stranger things certainly. Adrian Beltre waiting for a 4th at bat today. Already met history. That was back in the 4th inning. Scored a run earlier in the game. That was in the 4th inning. Walked ahead of Adrian Beltre, whose double moved him to 3rd. And then later in the inning, it was Odor who brought them both in. So Castro, after working kind of quickly, now having a little trouble deliberating with Castillo over what to do here. A ball and 2 strikes with Mazzara.
He really seemed to like that changeup that he threw to Nomar, and it was a foul tip that generated the strikeout, or almost I should say. Goes back there again.
That stays a ball and 2 strikes. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters. High in the air, deep to right field, and it is gone. A massive home run for Nomar Mazzara. And it's a 10-4 ball game. Wow. Number 13 for Mazzara.
Well, not only a big home run, but a loud home run off the bat of Nomar Mazzara. This thing absolutely crushed down the right field line, almost cleared the seats in right field. Flag. Waving crowd. 91 miles an hour. Trying to go in. Always the danger. You throw a 2-seam fastball in from a righty to a lefty that it can leak back out over the plate. That is exactly what happened on that pitch. 1 or 2 more rows and he would have cleared them all.
Now Beltre takes strike 1. They almost got the popcorn wagon, not quite. Beltre 1 for 3. Yanked off the plate for a ball. Home run distance, 419 feet.
That is debatable.
Exit velocity, 109 miles per hour. What do you mean it's debatable?
I think it went further than that.
Oh, okay.
It's 350 right there. That went over the 349.
Okay. 349, what about 20 rows up, you think?
However many there are there, minus 2.
1-1 pitch. Oh, called strike. Beltre. Argue that with Chris Siegel, tongue in cheek. comes. And a swing and a miss. This one, though, gets away from Castillo. Beltre will hustle to first. Castillo can't pick it up. So Beltre strikes out, but he reaches on, well, we'll have to wait and see if that's a wild pitch or pass ball. Wild pitch.
This pitch hit at 93 miles an hour was just yanked, and that is right near the ground. That, that's a tough one because it didn't hit the dirt. So a lot of times when it doesn't hit the dirt necessarily, it goes down as a pass ball. But that was a location that was missed by a lot, and so because of that, I would probably call it a wild pitch. Do we get an official?
Yeah, wild pitch.
All right.
I hesitated because Castillo might have had that with the glove there.
Yeah, no, you're right. If it hits the glove, if it hits the ground, it is an automatic for me. I'm pretty consistent that it's going to be called a wild pitch, but it could have been caught, but it was a tough play for sure.
Regardless, Beltre, spry 38-year-old, able to get down to first despite the strikeout. So still nobody out. Napoli hitless in 3 tries. 1-1. Good bender. Ball 2 strikes on Napoli. Came in at 206 today, but that average will dip a little bit. Castro, the 4th pitcher of the afternoon for Baltimore. They're heading home. Getaway day for them. A swing and a miss by Napoli. That is strike 3, 1 away. So a big day today here at Globe Life Park. So much excitement, so many memories made, and there's more to this day coming. We check in with Emily Jones.
Yeah, there is more, and it comes in the form of the State Farm winning combination today, and the combo today is 3,000 hits and the merchandise to prove it. T-shirts, hats, and patches, all available at the Grand Slam gift shop in center field here at the ballpark. Supplies are limited. I have a feeling they will go relatively fast, but more can be ordered. So I've been instructed I've got to give these back. So don't even ask me for them. Don't even ask me, guys.
Well, that's a shame. That hat works well with the dress. I think that was a real good look. 1 out. And the Orioles go to the bullpen. So Rangers inning continues in this 8th inning. We'll bring in the new pitcher in just a moment.
Unlimited is only as good as the network it's on. And only one network can be the best. Verizon, just named #1 in the nation by Root Metrics, the largest independent study in call, data, speed, and reliability. And awarded #1 overall network for the 8th time in a row. Because only Verizon has the best network and the best unlimited.
At Coors, our mountain is creating a more sustainable world. It's why we pioneered the recyclable can and made our breweries landfill-free. Coors Light, whatever your mountain, climb on.
Food, water, internet. We need it to live. But what we don't need are surprises, like extra monthly fees. I See You fee played by legendary actress Angelica Houston.
You got me, Mark.
We just want fast internet. One simple rate. For all the streaming and the shopping and the newsing, but most of all, for the this.
Internet for one everyday simple price and no extra monthly fees.
Sports Southwest summer ticket days are back. For just $34, get a great Ranger seat with unlimited hot dogs, nachos, grilled chicken sandwiches, and more in the Cholula all-you-can-eat porch. Go to TexasRangers.com/specials for game dates and tickets. Watch Inside Cowboys Training Camp nightly on Fox Sports Southwest.
A lot of offense today, 10-4 our score here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We look ahead to our AT&T pitching matchup tomorrow. The Mariners are in town. Beltre's good buddy, Felix Hernandez, will have the ball for Seattle, a 5-4 record this year with the Mariners. And Cole Hamels counters for the Rangers. Really good pitching matchup tomorrow night here at Globe Life Park.
It certainly will be a fun one. We got a new, there's Cole Hamels. I'm not going to call it cleanly shaven, but the look has changed once again. The mustache is gone. The beard is gone. Donnie Hart now in to face Rougned Odor. Interesting, I think that Buck Showalter went this route. We're just talking about Castro and his good numbers against lefties, 212. Well, Donnie Hart, 245. A slightly higher batting average against, but you could see it because of that sidearm action, a much more uncomfortable at bat for lefty, and maybe after seeing that Nomar Mazara home run. We want to see Castro facing another lefty, even though pretty big lead here right now.
One out. Beltre at first. Odor's had a really good day at the plate, and he swings and hits this one high in the air. A soaring blast out to right field. It is gone. How the day, Rougned Odor. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. It's now a 10-6 game.
That's a nice moment for Rougned Odor when a manager goes out to get a left-handed specialist to face you thinking he's got the advantage. They try to go in and they get it in there. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the pitch selection. Rougned Odor, that beautiful swing, high leg kick, pudge socks on, leaning back a little bit against the lefty, and he knew it. What a day. And there is another glove, and that is a huge glove. And a big smile to go with it. A softball glove for sure. That was a big one. No excuses for missing that home run. And oh, some high fives. That's pretty awesome. Tell you what, you want to be an instant hero to one of your kids?
Oh man!
Catch a Rougned Odor home run at the ballpark.
Drew Robinson takes ball 2, 2-0 on Robinson, his first at bat of the day. Came in for Carlos Gomez last inning. And he's ahead 3 balls and no strikes. So Donnie Hart, tough beginning to his outing. And close the book now on Miguel Castro. Gave up a couple of runs on 1 hit in his 3rd of an inning of work. Didn't get a strikeout.
2 strikeouts.
Oh, yeah, 2 strikeouts. I guess, yeah, that's right. Adrian Beltre struck out, but got on via the wild pitch. And there's ball 4. So Hart, after giving up the home run, misses on 4 straight to Robinson and puts him on. Hey, join us Saturday, August 12th. We're going to honor Hall of Famer Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. Come to the ballpark early for a special pregame number retirement ceremony. Plus, the first 15,000 fans are going to get a Pudge Rodriguez Hall of Fame bobblehead courtesy of Powerade and Walmart. You don't want to miss this historic moment. Get your tickets now. TexasRangers.com/Pudge.
Well, they can take the blur out now.
I know. That's what I was just thinking.
The blur was there, of course, because they did not want to reveal the plaque for Pudge Rodriguez.
Until it was revealed by the Hall of Fame. And
that's right.
And it was today, so
let's clean it up. Let's get that thing. I want to see what it looks like on there. Well, it's been an inning of the 3 true outcomes here so far. We talk about that a lot in the game. Walks, home runs, and strikeouts. We got 2 home runs, we got 2 strikeouts, and we have a walk so far here in the 8th.
Well, here's Brent Nicholas. Like Robinson, came in to play defensively last inning. Well, he takes strike 1. We saw Brent Nicholas pitch on Wednesday night. This is his first at-bat this season in a Rangers uniform. Last year, got 40 at-bats. And he takes a strike to count 0-2.
Much was made of the 45-mile-an-hour curveball that was through in that game.
It was a doozy.
He threw doubled on that. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe it was a double, yes. Double check. That was a base hit, actually. There's a bouncing ball second base. Flip to second one. The relay on to first for the double play. And so we figured that out just in time for Nicholas to roll out into that twin killing. The inning is done, but the Rangers get 3 back. And we go to the 9th this afternoon. It's a 10-6 game.
La Quinta presents How to Win at Business. Step 1. Point decisively with the arm of your glasses. Abracadabra, the stage is yours. Step 2. Choose La Quinta, the only hotel where you can redeem loyalty points for a free night instantly and win at business.
You misplaced your debit card. You have Wells Fargo, right? Yeah. Open up the app.
Okay.
And turn off your card.
Grandma, how are you better at this than me?
You know, you can use that phone to call me.
Get up and get down at Cricket Wireless with the Cricket Unlimited 2 plan. 2 lines of unlimited data for $80 a month. Plus, get 2 smartphones free when you switch. All on a network that covers over 99% of Americans. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy combines German-style Weiss beer with the taste of natural lemonade. It's as refreshing as refreshment gets. Leinenkugels. Welcome to the Liney side.
Dirt isn't always bad, like outside dirt. That's not a bad thing. Also, it comes off. Inside dirt? Yeah, that's way different. But now there's a more powerful Chevron with Teflon. Yeah, it has even more cleaning power to clean up deposits left by low-quality gas. And cleaning up deposits restores lost gas mileage. It's legit.
Now with more cleaning power, Chevron with Techron. Care for your car.
Nice hat.
3-0. Here's the pitch. Swinging a hard hit ball inside third, base hit down the left field line. Mazzara gets to third. Adrian going to second. He's got a double for 3,000.
And there it is, our AT&T high-speed replay of the day. It was a no-doubter. Adrian Beltre hit number 3,000. A double for him, and a wonderful moment for him and his family, his teammates, and everyone at the ballpark. They got to witness some history of the great Adrian Beltre.
All right, great call by Matt Hicks on the radio side. Really cool moment. Wonderful call by Hicksy as we get after it here in the 9th inning. That's a pretty special AT&T high-speed replay today. It's fun when they get to pay off on plays like that, man. That's awesome. So Machado in this 9th inning. Then Scope and Mancini for Baltimore. They are leading 10-6. Really looked great in the 8th inning. It goes to 2-1 now on Manny Machado. This one fouled away. 2-2 on Machado, who has a couple of hits and a walk today. Really faced 3, retired all 3, got a strikeout in that 8th inning, but misses high here, so a full count on Machado. You know, it's been fun this week, too, CJ, talking to people, especially a lot of folks who have been around the game for a long time and have seen a lot of things. Guys like Eric Nadel, who was here for Nolan Ryan's 5,000th strikeout, 7th no-hitter, things like that, you know, great moments. It was fun to ask them, you know, how does this week stack up? You know, great moments you've seen. Now, a lot of guys will talk about no-hitters, perfect games, things like that, that were, you know, spontaneous moments that happened that night. We've talked about this a little bit on this homestand. The 3,000th hit, you know it's coming. Right? It's just a matter of when does it happen, and the anticipation builds, and of course it's representative of so much more than just that day's moment. There's a bouncer down the first baseline. That is a fair ball into the right field corner for Machado. It dies down there. Machado goes to second. He's going to turn and look at third, and now he's going to go. And here comes a throw from his and the tag. Not in time.
What in the world?
Interesting. Beltre was in position. Well, it was off the bag, but it looked like he had gotten Machado, and Mazara really shows up that great arm.
Well, Machado had made the assumption. You're going to see here first, Nomar Mazara. He puts his hands up, but the umpire on the first base side is signaling safe the entire time. And Mike Everett, you see Nomar trying to do it again, but he goes ahead and he picks that baseball up and he fires that ball to third. And boy, it sure did look like he got Manny Machado on the back. But what was interesting about Machado, that ball just sitting in there. What was interesting about Machado is he was not running hard at all. He also assumed, that one's really close right there. And Manny Machado assumed that this was going to be called a ground rule double. We'll see it right. You know what? He might have him right there. That's a great shot. It looked like they may have gotten him in that spot, but watch Manny Machado. See him kind of going there, starting to pull up a little bit. Goes around. You see him right here. Yep, that's just going to be a ground rule double, and then he sees the ball sitting. He says, hey, you know what? I'll go ahead and keep going. Now, had he run hard the entire way, it's a no doubter on that triple. But that one view that we had from center field, that super slow-mo, looked like maybe he got him in the back. That was close.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one as they review that back in New York. That was a pretty good read on Machado's part. Trying to get a sense for the situation.
Well, it was and it wasn't. Because, yeah, eventually, yeah, he decided to go ahead and take third. I'll see this one more time. It's hard to tell. Where's their contact? You know, that's a problem. Can you say definitively if there's contact in that spot? Probably not. And after seeing that again, I'm going to guess that this thing's probably not going to get overturned. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to say no. It's close. I'm just guessing. But you see how he pulled up. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I think everyone made the assumption, Nomar Mazara, same thing, that this was just going to be called a ground rule double because it hit that stool down there.
I think in a way, he sort of set Mazara up, too, though, because as he was rounding second and looking, he was looking at Mazara. Mazara was kind of looking at him. But he was smart in that he took, he just took the turn. He took the extra 2 or 3 steps just to see what would happen. And when Mazara went down for it rather nonchalantly, he said, all right. I'll take off.
That's it.
Here we go.
Oh, he got it. I'm happy to be wrong on that one. Good job by the umpires, making that decision. Now, Buck Showalter coming out. And this is kind of interesting. You're not allowed to argue these situations. And Buck's saying, I'm not arguing the call. What I'm arguing is, wasn't that a ground rule double? I'm not arguing whether he was safe or out. The third base is what Buck is saying. But what I want to know is how come that wasn't ruled a ground rule double? That's what he wanted an answer to.
Sufficient answer, apparently. Showalter, take another look.
I thought right here it should have been. You see it rattled around the chair. Right. Of course, security guards getting more time today than they would like to.
Well, and that's why Mazara, I think, assumed that it was a dead ball. But the reality is, those guys down there, the security guard, the ball girls, they're in play. They're like umpires. So
just less cranky.
Just less cranky, that's right. And so if the ball hits them, the ball's still live. Strike in there to Scope. Both of them, of course, make it their goal to never be hit by a ball or be near it, but it does happen.
Well, you can put that now. I mean, first of all, great throw by Nomar Mazara, but you also can put that on Manny Machado. You saw him pull him up. He was assuming that was going to be a ground rule double. And he's busting it the whole time. That's a triple. Oh, easy triple.
Just had a double, and then the put out 9-5. So an assist for Mazara from right field. Scope, meanwhile, in a hole 0-2, and he hits this one in the air out to right field. Mazara in position, 2 away. All right, time for our Ford game summary. Afternoon baseball here at Globe Life Park today. Yeah, 10-6 is your score, blah, blah, blah. Top line there, Adrian Beltre, 3,000th career hit. It was a double in the 4th inning. tied him with Paul Molitor, 14th all-time on the doubles list. But now 30th all-time on the hit list with 3,000. He and Roberto Clemente tied on a special day. Two-way now, Trey Mancini, and a breaking ball misses upstairs for ball one. Mancini had a couple of hits early, walked, bounced into a double play his last time. We were talking earlier, though, about great events, great moments that you've witnessed. Jerry Fraley, longtime writer for the Dallas Morning News, he had a great story for me the other day. He's here covering it this week, been on top of it, and just a very well-respected, longtime baseball writer, connections all over the game, and he's been to some great World Series moments. He's seen a lot of those perfect game, no-hitter type moments. But he said for him, the moment that stands out was Nolan Ryan's 5,000th strikeout. He was on the beat. They were on the road. Team heading home. That's in there for a strike. And Jerry was about to head home with the ball club to see that game. There's Frails.
Sweet shirt.
Awesome. He said the two Cowboys beat writers quit at the same day. And that's when they trained out at Thousand Oaks in Southern California. And so he had to go cover the Cowboys and missed the game as this one popped up at a left field. The Shields handles it. He said, so while the moment was happening, I'm interviewing Jeff Rohr, listening to his tales of training camp. He said it was the worst thing ever. Inning over. We go to the ninth inning. He saw it today, though. Beltre's 3,000.
Now at the Honda Summerbration sales event, you can get a great deal on a Honda Civic and keep things festive all summer long. Your unforgettable summer begins today with a trip to the Honda Summerbration sales event. Hurry in and get a great deal on a Honda Civic from KBB.com's best value brand at your local Honda dealer.
If you love queso, you'll love Wendy's new bacon queso burger, chicken sandwich, and fries. Because everything's better with queso. And you're staring.
Sorry.
Feed your queso obsession for a limited time at Wendy's.
The beer that's as refreshing as refreshment gets. Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy.
You don't need a TV to watch the boys of summer take the field. To see your ace, throwing smoke, or the guys turning bad hops into bang-bang plays and hangers into dingers. You don't need to be the skipper to call up your favorite MLB team. All you need is Fox Sports Go. So ride the pine wherever you want. You'll always have a great view of the show. Stream Rangers games all season long on Fox Sports Go.
Dallas Wings basketball, Friday on Fox Sports Southwest Plus.
Rangers baseball is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by AT&T Internet. Visit AT&T.com/keep calm to learn more. That's a great picture. Two guys spent a lot of time together on the diamond and sharing a special moment today as well. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning. Last chance for the Rangers. Down by 4. Joey Gallo starting things off, and he swings and misses at the first pitch he sees from Donnie Hart. Hart got the last 2 outs of the 8th inning. And then Showalter stays with him here in the 9th. 1-1 the count. Gallo with a hit in 3 tries. Rangers need some base runners here. It's a slam game, if you will, just to get the bases loaded. One swing could tie it. But this is low, 2-1. right at the even 200 mark. By the way, I think I was right, CJ. Yesterday, I believe, was the only day of the year that the Rangers had a starting lineup with everybody at least 200 or better.
Interesting.
3-1 the count. And truthfully, you go through and you look at lineups they've seen from other teams. It's largely the case with every other team that they'd have at least one guy under 200. A little bit of an indication of where the game has been heading. The 3-1, and that is outside ball 4. So the first man on in the bottom of the 9th inning. Maybe the Rangers can indeed get that tying run up here in the 9th inning. Hey, MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live Rangers baseball. Follow the Rangers with game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. All right, so that's going to be it for Donnie Hart. As Buck Showalter again turns to that bullpen. 10-6 our score in the 9th inning.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is in full swing.
Shovel.
Mulch.
Brick pavers.
Fence post.
Concrete.
We're good.
And wood for my castle.
We got it.
And a slide and a drawbridge.
Take on summer right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now with summer's hottest offer on Ford F-150. Get 0% for 60 months plus an additional $1,000 on top of your trade-in. During the Ford Summer Sales Event, get 0 for 60 plus an additional $1,000 trade assist cash on the 5-star safety-rated F-150 at your Texas Ford dealer.
I'm not the type to say any of this mushy garbage. You know what? I'm going for it.
You are completely and utterly
Awesome. I'm glad you showed up.
in my life.
I think I'm about to cry. You better not. Every single time
Get down!
You always have
Back. My back.
It's really hard to describe. It's like all these tiny little things.
Yes, it's things.
Are actually friendship.
I do. I love the patty melt. I guess when that craving hits you, boom, I need to have a patty melt. I'm traveling a lot. I had to make a connection into Houston. Had about an hour. Whataburger just opened at Terminal B. Grabbed my patty melt, started rushing it back. The lady was just closing the door. She goes, I'll go ahead and get you on the plane if you're willing to give up your Whataburger. And I told her, can you put me on to the next flight? And I was late for work, but it was worth every bite. I don't think anything tops patty melt. I gotta have it.
Watch Inside Cowboys Training Camp nightly on Fox Sports Southwest.
Okay, 10-6. And Michael Gibbons come on here in the 9th inning. Rangers have a man on, Shin-Soo Choo. Go ahead and pinch hit here for Delano DeShields.
6th pitcher of the day here now for the Baltimore Orioles as they almost emptied out their bullpen. Still a couple lefties down there. Byer and Britton. You see the numbers there for Michael Gibbons. Has been very, very good for this club. 9.5 strikeouts per 9, just 2.3 walks per 9, a 196 batting average against for Michael Gibbons. Good fastball, averaging 96. Throws slider and changeup as well.
Okay, 2 steps in. And takes ball 1. So a walk to Gallo gets the inning started. Rangers down by 4. They're just looking to put a couple of guys on here and see if they can muster a little more magic on what has been a very special Sunday afternoon here at Globe Life Park. Fouled over to the left side out of play. 1-1.
Choo over the course of his career, a 241 batting average as a pinch hitter. Got 40 plate appearances. This will be the 41st. Has never in his career hit a pinch hit home run. That would be a great time for one.
No way, man. Those can be rally killers, right? Fouled back. The count 1-2. Well, it's the first time this year that he's been asked to pinch hit. Gallo at first, a 1-2 count. Now, when you're looking for a guy to work a count and find any way possible to get on, I can't imagine too many tougher at-bats for a reliever than Choo in the 9th inning. Strike 3 called, though, and he's down looking.
Sure didn't like it, and this was a changeup on a 1-2 count, a pretty well located one for Michael Gibbons. So hard to come in the game, especially once you get to a 2-strike count. You've been sitting on the bench all day, but check out the movement on that pitch, 85 miles an hour. Watch the drop on this thing. And that arm angle, that was a good-looking pitch.
So 1 away. And that hurt. So he will head down to first base. Rangers have a couple of base runners now. Not exactly the way Elvis wanted to get on, but he'll take it.
He certainly will. And you see this ball just spinning and kind of catching him right on that hip. And stung a little bit.
Well, now here comes Showalter.
Come on.
I kid you not. Yep. And so that is going to be it for Michael Gibbons. A 10-6 game. Rangers have a couple of men on. And Showalter checking to see if there's anybody left in that bullpen. We'll be back with a new pitcher in a moment.
Ah, yes. The weekend. So, are you and your friends going to pop the top on some light beers after an exercise-a-thon? No. The only thing you're sweating is fire and smoke. And grabbing another Shiner Light Blonde.
Jose Altuve is like a great player with a major energy upgrade.
I could use a major energy upgrade.
Then upgrade to Extra Strength Power Energy. It's fast, powerful, just the right size, like me.
But if you're here, how are you also out there?
I'm pretty good.
Upgrade to Extra Strength 5-Hour Energy, official partner of the MLB All-Star Game.
Hi, Dad.
Now at the Honda Summerbration sales event, you can get a great deal on a Honda and kick summer up to a whole new level. Make it a summer to remember at the Honda Summerbration sales event today. Hurry in and get a great deal on a Honda HR-V from KBB.com's Best Value brand at your local Honda dealer.
It's 7 p.m. on a weekday, and you are not on a luxury yacht enjoying a light beer with those actors from That One Thing. No, it's just a weekday at 7. You've got a hot streak and a cold Shiner Light Blonde.
See what the Rangers have in store for Seattle tomorrow on Fox Sports Southwest.
Well, a 10-6 game.
Ow.
You all right?
Sorry.
We barely heard it. One out. And 2 men aboard here as Nomar Mazara comes to the plate against Zach Britton.
Well, Zach Britton got a save in last night's ball game. He came in and threw just 3 pitches, but the tying run was on deck, so it was indeed a save situation. It'll be a save situation again with a potential tying run on deck. You see the numbers there for him on the season. The ERA, the whip, definitely much higher than we're used to seeing from Zach Britton. He missed nearly 2 months because he was dealing with a strained forearm. It's not quite been exactly the same, although it looks like he's getting ready to turn the corner. The Orioles originally did not have him in the closer's role when he first got back off the DL, but they have since put him back in his familiar spot.
Well, 7th pitcher of the day for Baltimore. And Britton runs it in on Nomar Mazara. Now, I'm not the most imaginative guy on the planet, but I can see a scenario here where maybe Mazara finds his way on base, and that guy would bat as the potential tying run here in the 9th inning. That'd be kind of cool. 1-1 to Nomar Mazara.
Certainly possible. Looked like Nomar Mazara was trying to hit another one out of the ballpark. He had that bomb, of course, back in the 8th inning. Took that big swing. You know, Zach Britton's got that nasty 2-seam fastball. Now, it's been limited games for him this year. The batting average against both lefties and righties has been very high. 333 against the lefties, 339 against the righties. But when he is on, he's got that great sink, great ground ball rate. It's very difficult to get the ball in the air against Zach Britton.
2-1 the count. Well, this one, the Orioles jumped out with 4 runs in the second inning. And the Rangers chipped away for a couple in the bottom of that inning. The Orioles answered for 5 more in the 5th, and it looked like they would just not look back. Now a 10-6 game. But Britton not far here from bringing the tying run up in the 9th inning. And there it's a couple of base runners from Donnie Hart and Michael Gibbons. And this one fouled off. It's 2-2.
Going back to 2014, Zach Britton, 179 batting average against left-handed hitters. He has not allowed a home run in that time. Keep going back and trying to find out when's the last time he actually did allow a home run to a left-handed hitter, and there it is, back in 2013. So it has been a long time since a lefty has taken Zach Britton deep.
Gallo at second. Andrews at first. With 2-2. And there are 2 away. So Pizarro strikes out swinging. And brings up Adrian Beltre.
A couple of meetings here. I'm sure Rob Manfred's really enjoying this. First it's Wellington Castillo with a one-on-one meeting. Then Ruben Tejada wanted to have a meeting of his own. Everyone wants to talk about how they're going to pitch Adrian Beltre.
Well, 2 men on, and Adrian steps in. 1 for 4 tonight. This afternoon, and he takes strike 1. A base hit would give him 30th place on the all-time list, all to himself. Currently sharing it with Roberto Clemente.
This is Adrian Beltre, 3 for 8 in his career against Zach Britton, 2 home runs. He's the only member of the Rangers, his current Rangers team, that has taken Zach Britton deep. It's that Nomar Mazara at bat. All more important. I mean, tough at bat for Nomar, no doubt about it. But certainly that was sitting on the back of Zach Britton's mind.
1-2 the count. 10 runs, 13 hits for Baltimore. 6 runs on 7 hits for the Rangers. Final game in this 3-game series. Teams have split the first 2.
The shadow right now, too. You see the mound that is in the sun. Adrian Beltre in the shadows. That makes it even tougher to pick up Zach Britton.
1-2. Bouncer, third base foul. We'll do it again. Well, everybody came to see him get a hit today, and he delivered. A double in the 4th inning. They stand again in the 9th. Adrian with a chance to extend this game and keep the Rangers in it. 2 away. A bouncer. Shortstop. Tejada goes the short way to second, and that ends the ball game and the series. 10-6, our final score today. Britton picks up another save. Orioles win the series. But everybody goes home happy today because they saw something special this afternoon. Adrian Beltre with a double in the 4th inning. Made history here at Globe Life Park. And really adding to a special day for the Rangers franchise in general. A day in which Pudge Rodriguez inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Certainly a special moment here today for Adrian, Pudge Rodriguez as well. Obviously, you always come out to the ballpark hoping to see a win, but you certainly got to see something pretty incredible. And it does not happen very often, just 31 times now in the history of our game. Over 19,000 players have put on a big league uniform, and now 31 of them have recorded 3,000 hits or more. Adrian Beltre Just joined that club. Certainly a lot of fans very happy that they got to see that in person and live today.
Yeah, you think about other events and how rare they are.
Nearly 300 no-hitters in Major League history, 23 perfect games. So this was kind of Halley's Comet, one of those rare sightings today, and one of those really special moments in baseball history. Adrian Beltre, 3,000 hits, and he is standing by with our own Emily Jones.
Thank you very much, Adrian Beltre. You told me a couple of days ago you were going to try and enjoy this, but you couldn't make any promises. When you saw your kids sprinting at you from the outfield, what was going through your mind?
That was awesome. That was awesome. I have no idea what was going on. Saw them running. I thought they were coming to me. They kept going to the outfield. And I was thinking in my head, what are they doing? Where are they going? And then I saw the kind of unveil that sign over there. It was pretty cool. It was a nice moment.
It is Dia de los Padres in the Dominican Republic. You are representing your country quite nicely. You're the only man to have 3,000 hits when you think about David Ortiz, Vladimir Guerrero, all the men who have played the game from your country before you. What is it like for you to represent them in that way?
For me, it's an honor. It's an honor, obviously. You know, Big Papi, you know, Pujols going to be there soon. And a bunch of great players that come out of my country. And to be able to be the first one is an honor, and I'm humble. Appreciate what I have done, and you know, just try to do the best job I can to stay in the field and do my job.
When you made your debut with the Dodgers at 19 years old and talked your way into staying in the major leagues and not being sent back down to the minors, would you have ever imagined 19 years later you'd be in the same company as Hank Aaron, Stan Musial, Carl Yastrzemski, all of these men? There are 30 others, and you are 31.
If I tell you that yes, I'll be lying. I have no idea that I was going to be able to collect this kind of hits and home runs and have the career that I had so far. It was not in my mind, this kind of stuff that I have done, but you know, through the years, working hard and knowing that I have talent to, you know, to be here and compete with everybody else, it pushed me to get the best out of me. And obviously, at this point, I'm an old man now, but I'm proud of what I've done.
Before people talk about your baseball playing ability, they talk about the kind of leader you are, the fun that you have, and what kind of teammate you are. What does that mean to you to have played alongside so many guys who say so many great things about you?
It means a lot, because my first thing is I want my teammates to respect me, and I want the other team on the other side to respect me too, and try to be a good teammate, try to be a solid friend. Try to be a good family man, a good husband, good dad, and it comes all together. But it means a lot that my teammates and the people that I played with before think of me that way, because exactly what I wanted them to think.
When you came here 7 years ago, I don't think anyone knew what to expect from you. I don't know if you knew what to expect from this organization, from this fan base. And I'm going to embarrass you right now. This team and this fan base has fallen in love with you. What is it like to feel that from these fans?
It has been great. I can't thank these fans enough. And yesterday, for the first time in my career, I got goosebumps after my third at bat, when I can see all the fans standing up and cheering and being behind me, waiting for me to get the hit. I mean, it was a feeling.